Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
A good Wednesday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout, presented by Two Hoots Hard Ice Tea, a Boulder Real Brew tea. Don't just give a hoot. Give it to Matt Iwanyk, Shawn Belle, Tom Gazzola with here on Edmonton Sports Talk.com, on TuneIn, on iHeartRadio, as well as those watching on YouTube. I want to say there's lots to get to on the show today. There really isn't, because sports world is kind of in that thing. We talked a lot, Alex, the last couple of days. It's that day of the year.
That day.
But there's actually something. We will get into the movie prop draft that Tommy's... we don't need you for the Hangout next week. I was going to tell you about that.
Oh,
after.
No? Okay, well, that's
Not
nice.
next Wednesday, at least. Unless you do a different day.
We'll switch them to a different day.
We'll see. Yeah.
It's okay. I'm leaving. I'm going to be driving to Kelowna.
That sounds terrible, Shawn.
I didn't plan this. The boys planned the draft. They still actually haven't ever... No one has officially come to me and said, Matt, the Hangout this day is going to be the draft. So thanks to them, But
this is nice.
This is nice.
I'll just throw this your way. That the Hangout next Wednesday is the draft, which again, as the host, I've not been told this yet officially.
Well,
I'm only getting this by listening to this station.
That'll bit bitter.
Well, no, it's not bitter. It's just I have to plan it. You apparently there's a group text about finding the date last week, and nobody's
You're not in it?
No.
What?
And I could have had who knows what I could have been planning for next Wednesday.
Like the best hangout ever.
I could have been asking. I could have been talking to Belsey about bringing in some major name. And I wouldn't have known.
Valid.
Not a single one of you gave me a heads up. I'm coming in that way. But we'll talk some
I think I'm not even in that group chat either.
And that's the day you're on.
Yeah.
And they won't even tell you and I.
Unbelievable, huh?
Disrespectful.
It is just
disgusting.
Flat out disrespect.
I'll talk to my people.
Please. Please.
Okay.
You're also part of this show and you didn't even tell us. We will get into movie props.
Was that a fake laugh?
No.
It sounded strange.
And we have to get into this ESPN top 100 professional athletes since 2000. We'll have to get into that.
Oh,
as well.
Spencer Love is in the nasty chat. Hi, Spence.
Krager says, can barely hear you guys. Hello, Spencer.
Can people barely
Crank
hear
it up.
us?
Crank it up. LOL, says Krager. He threw in an LOL to ease the pain. Krager, let us know if it's better. Matthew's working on it.
It's all this. Everything's the same. It should be
settings are the
fine.
same? Okay.
Yeah. Maybe you got to turn up the volume.
He says he's got it cranked all the way.
What are you listening?
Have you tried unplugging it and plugging it back in?
And blow on it?
Krager says, you sound pretty. You sound pretty good.
Oh, thank you. I don't get to hear that very often.
Crank it up. Yeah. See, you sound.
Yeah, that sounds okay.
Yeah. See, that's all just you right now.
Yeah. All right, Krager, fix your audio system.
Yeah. No, it all sounds good to me.
You.
It all sounds good to me.
Fergie's prostate was texting in earlier. I thought yesterday it was hilarious. We were talking about what band were we talking about playing, and then Fergie's prostate being a part of it on bagpipes. Remember that?
Reclaws.
The Reclaws.
We want to bring the Reclaws
featuring
out.
Fergie's prostate on bagpipes.
When are you looking to bring them out?
We want to do it for the Nasty Bash next Friday.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Because they're just making it apparently.
Yeah, they were on America's Got Talent.
Did you hear about this?
And they got this whole they were on America's Got Talent a month ago or something, and they got the whole sob edit type thing.
Really?
Yeah, it's just these two hardworking siblings from Ontario that are just trying to make it big, and they got on America's Got Talent to make it big. Okay. Even though they have a damn record deal and they've been on CFL and TSN broadcast for I don't know how many years.
They've been on the Great
On the
Cup.
what? Sorry?
CFL and TSN?
Oh, yeah. No, they definitely need to get back on that then.
On the TSN?
It gets 500,000 viewers per game.
I don't want them on CFL and TSN.
I recognize.
Stay away
this.
from us,
Gentlemen.
We've had enough
recognize.
Reclaws.
I
Go
recognize
away.
this.
Go away.
But in their minds, they're like, "Hey, this is probably not big enough to be as big as we want to be."
But you have a record deal, so why are you on America's Got Talent, which is like an amateur talent competition?
Right.
Well,
That's the
they're
issue.
from Canada.
No. Oh my goodness.
At least put it in the sob edit that they were on TSN or something.
It's not a sob story. They
didn't even make reference to that.
Stir in the pot today,
I can't
gentlemen.
stand this. So then we want to help them get their start. We want to help them make it big, and we're going to bring them into the Nasty Bash.
Hey, how about this? Like, I don't mind them, but instead of going for the sob story on AGT, how about this? Be better.
Yeah,
I agree.
Fair.
Be better.
Just be better.
And I actually enjoy them.
Do you?
In small doses.
In
I do
small
not.
doses.
Have you gone through their
No, I've
back
heard enough
catalog.
what I need to hear.
Yeah, neither have I.
I don't think they're going to be playing. They're going to have better songs unless TSN's picking the absolute worst.
I like when Arkells are Canada's new house band. I think nobody's gonna
They're becoming the hip.
Nobody's gonna replace the hip.
No,
the hip
right.
will always be
Yes.
at the top of the mantle, but Arkells are becoming the new one.
You go to that
And
like
it's okay.
little fair in some rural place.
Yeah.
the Arkells will be
They
playing.
play Bud Gardens in Toronto, or they show up and they do a CFL.
So
set.
where's Nickelback on that list?
Nickelback's just they're the shiny.
They're too big
They're too
Yeah,
big.
they're too
because
big.
they do like arena tours in the
Oh,
U.S.
okay.
and they're
Yeah.
bigger
Yeah,
and,
fair
and
enough.
they are like much more global.
Okay.
Whereas the Arkells are the band that and it look
They've
that's
got a
who the hip
following.
Well, I
were.
was trying to-
They've
I was
got a
actually-
following,
they've
but
got
it's
a-
like one
I
of
was
those
going
straight
more
up.
towards the hip, I guess.
Yeah.
Like where would they be in contrast to them? Above.
Oh, the
The
hip
Arkells or the
or
Nickelback?
Nickelback.
Nickelback to the hip.
Nickelback globally is way bigger.
Yeah,
Okay, that's what I was
commercially,
trying
That's
to.
what made I think the hip
compare
so
to, not the
amazing.
Arkells.
Or like Canada, like realized that no one else was falling in love with the hip globally. So like, screw that, we'll embrace you as our band. And they got elevated within Canada.
And I have
feel
a
like
love-hate
became
with the
ours.
hip.
Do you?
Mostly love, but you get so much of it, then like I need a break from the hip.
See, and I never truly understood the hip. I liked some of their songs, but I never got
Yeah.
it until the final concert.
Like I don't care
on
about
CBC.
Bob Cajun. I don't care. We
Yeah,
King's
like,
great
I feel
song,
like
crazy story.
All
I
of
could
these
listen to
people have
them
been
any day
replaced as Canada's bands or musicians.
No, but the new one, there's no replacement, right?
Yeah, there's no
Well,
replacement. There's
this
no
is the
replacing
new
the
one.
hip. But it's also just, it's one of those things where it's like, it doesn't matter where you are. All of a sudden you're there. I'm like, oh, the hip are playing.
Yeah.
fair.
Now it's the
Fair, fair.
Arkells. Oh, the
Yeah,
hip.
fair.
And you're
Oh,
like, yeah,
there's
Arkells,
a
all
fan
right,
park
okay.
outside of an Oiler game. Oh, the Arkells are playing.
Let's
Fair
go
enough,
see
fair
them.
enough.
I
Oh,
like
there's
10
the
of their
rodeo
songs.
out in Brandon, Manitoba. Oh, the Arkells are playing. Oh, look at
go
that.
see them.
You know,
Fair enough.
they're just, they're at whatever.
Speaking of Arkells and Nickelback, Max, the lead singer of Arkells, went on stage with Nickelback to sing "Hero" from Spider-Man, the soundtrack.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a neat, weird mashup. It was good. There's some video of it out there.
Yeah. Cool.
I've met Max. He's very friendly guy.
One of their guys is a big Blue Jays fan, and your Emchuk's gotten to know him a little bit.
Well, they're
we talked to him
from
and we-
Hamilton.
Yeah, but like he like
The whole they're from the Hammer.
They're from the Hammer.
Oh boy.
Jay
They're
or
grimy.
your Emchuk got him on like their Jay's podcast, his Jay's podcast.
Nice.
And he'd get him on every so often. And whenever the Arkells comes to town, he tries to get tickets to the guy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's good.
That's a good
I like it.
connection.
Yeah.
They are they're popular. People are talking about them. They
Great
have
music.
a bit of a following in the U.S. Like good music. Like and they're just easy. They're Jonathan Torrens and Jeremy Taggart got me onto them. They're like, you have to listen to Arkells, and they already had a bunch of songs. And I was like, you know what? These guys are really good.
I've never seen a show. I'd like to go see a
Very
show.
good. It's very good live. It's fun. You have a good time.
Speaking of shows, are you guys going to go see Metallica when they
Somebody
show
wants
up?
to give me free tickets, sure.
How expensive is Metallica?
Oh,
That's-
these
that's
tickets are
gonna be-
expensive. These
That's
tickets are
a common
expensive.
off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Metallica. I'm not here to rip Metallica.
Yeah.
I actually like a lot of their songs.
They
But
have a
I'm,
thing on
it's,
Fortnite right now.
but there's a thing for me where it's just I'm not as in love with them to be like I need to go pay money to go see them. I didn't
That
even
is
go see
fair.
them the last time they came to Commonwealth, which I think is still fully on YouTube because they streamed that one live.
I watched that. It was
But-
awesome.
What do we
I
got?
told my wife I had an outside chance of getting tickets to Metallica, and she's like, "You don't like Metallica?" I'm like, "I like one song,
Enter
and
Sandman.
you like
Enter
to party.
Sandman."
Okay.
and I like to party.
Yeah.
So I'm like, "I'm going." She's like, "Really?" I'm like, well, yeah. Like if I have the opportunity to go, I might as well go.
So I'm gonna take the resale out of
Oh,
this.
Joel, 780-218-9999. Get into the Paris Jewelers inbox. Joel says, the hip sucks ass, all caps in Joel fashion, and says, Brian Adams should be Canada's band. Ew. Joel.
I like Brian Adams. Hip is bigger.
Yeah, well,
Hip also just they're the band that you played at
Everywhere.
on a long weekend. You're out at the cabin or the lake or whatever. You're throwing on the hip.
Yeah.
They're the
Not-
sound of Canada.
Brian Adams had his like 80s, early 90s, and then brief renaissance in the 2000s
He
with
hasn't
Mel
been
C.
relevant in a long time.
Remember he did the song with the Spice Girl, Mel
Yeah.
C? That was like
That was his last kick at the can.
pretty much.
Friday show for Metallica. It's $137. Is the cheapest to get in.
And there's going to be like 65,000 people in there.
It's gonna be a lot. The
That place is
concessions.
going to be
it's gonna
rocking.
If you go to the
Yeah, well-
Sunday show, cheapest tickets are $92.
Oh,
I can't remember what's the difference between the two shows. Like they're
Different
not,
set lists?
They are different set lists. They're not playing the same song twice, but I can't remember if there's like a theme to one night and then a theme to the next.
They
night or
have the
something like that.
catalog to do that.
That they
So
do.
there are different pricing for that. When that like if you wanted the double tickets when that first came out and stuff, like it was here's the 2-day ticket pricing. If you want to actually just pay for the 2-day tickets to get in, if it just would load, $190. Oh no, that's verified resale. There are no actual tickets for the 2 days. You have to buy the days
Buy the
individually.
resale ones?
Yeah, you have to buy individually if you just want the 2 shows and stuff. So Metallica would be fun. I guess.
See Avery's comment?
I just saw Fergie's prostate said stomping Tom. What's Avery saying?
Avery is Shawn at Metallica. I got a joke on that. I'll save next time. Like,
I
first
can
of all,
only imagine,
hey,
Avery.
I will go to any concert. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not like rock isn't my preferred type of music, but I'm gonna sit there and go to any kind of concert. I've done Nickelback. My first ever concert was R. Kelly. Brought an umbrella, so I didn't get pissed on. But I mean,
And you're not an underage
and
girl.
I'm not an underage girl.
Yeah.
But
Which
it was
one did you go
an unbelievable concert. R. Kelly in Houston,
R. Kelly,
Texas. That was my first ever concert. So I'll go to any type of music, like for the most part, like
Yeah.
within reason. But
It depends on am I paying for the ticket or not? That's part of it.
Yeah,
too.
that's a good point.
I'm not paying just to go see any random show. But like, yeah, if somebody comes up and I got an extra ticket to Metallica,
I'll go.
I'd be like, if
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything, sure.
Sure.
I'll
I
go.
appreciate live music.
So do I. Yeah, absolutely.
I like Commonwealth
fantastic.
shows. I like being at those outdoor shows.
Yeah.
I've seen a few at Commonwealth. They're great. And I'm sure Metallica puts on a pretty decent show. Lucas has a few things.
All right.
Lucas from Whale and the Wolf. Opener for Friday's Pantera. For the Sunday show or whatever it is, it's Five Finger Death Punch or something like that. Or Behemoth or something like that. So I wouldn't mind seeing Pantera. I don't mind that one. He also says to you, Belzy, to come to Whale and the Wolf.
Done.
You would love
Next time Whale and the Wolf
Done.
is
Next time
playing
it's here, you let
Edmonton,
me know.
I'll get you your ticket.
Okay, done.
It's not even I'll buy your ticket.
So
for
a buddy
you.
of
Come on
ours, a buddy of mine,
right.
Russ Rankin, who is with Good Riddance.
Yeah.
That's a punk band.
Is that the one you sent me?
Yes.
Yeah, I was actually literally thinking about them today.
So he came up and he's like, Bells, you want to come? And I'm like, yep, I'm in. I am not a punk fan.
Did you have a great time?
I didn't end up going.
Oh.
But I was ready to because I actually legitimately forgot when the date was. And so I texted him, I'm like, when
Days
do you
your show
come? He's
was
like, I
last
came
week.
already. I'm like, damn it. But yeah, like I like live music and I appreciate it all. It's good.
Live music's amazing. It's
amazing.
It's just different.
And there's also, it depends who does the live music too. Some bands just aren't live performers.
They
to
don't
me.
have it, yeah.
Kings of Leon, I'll always go back to. Love their music. I don't like going to watch them. It's like they just stand there and play their music, and there's no extra show to it. I'm like, I could just throw your CD on or put you on Spotify at home.
Yeah.
I don't need to pay for this ever again. Will always defend them. I'm a Coldplay fan, straight up. I do believe if you like any Coldplay song, just a couple songs, go see them live in person because they put on one of the best live shows you will ever see.
I can appreciate that.
If you don't like, obviously, if you don't like any of their songs, yeah, there's no point in going to see them. But if you like a few Coldplay songs, I do highly recommend them because they put on just an unreal show. And the one thing I want to see from them is a stadium show, and I'd love to go see them in a stadium setting. In arenas, I've seen them like 4 or 5 times, and they've always been fantastic.
I would go see Coldplay, and I'm not a Coldplay fan per se, but I can appreciate their hits and some of the songs. I don't understand Yellow. I don't care for it, and I know that's their like original.
It's beautiful.
It sucks.
I will say I miss their old sound. Every album they've gone to, it's almost been a different sound, but they got to a point where they shifted away from their old sound, and now they're very poppy.
Yeah,
some
and I like
electrical
them
stuff.
more. Like I like the song they did with Beyonce. Like I was like, that's a
Oh, him for the weekend.
Yeah.
And that was right in the middle of like them switching to the poppy.
right.
But I miss those old albums that they used to do,
When
like
they were
parachutes and things like that. And
Tortured artists.
well, it's just I don't know. There's a different. Yeah, maybe that's a good way of putting it, but there's a beauty to it, and even when you go to their shows, it's a mix of both.
You
and
might
you can tell
need
who
to
the
go see
Coldplay fans are.
just down the hall here.
Well, you can tell also the Coldplay fans are like where they started because they'll play like an old song and there'd be like those fans. They'd be like, I hate what is this? Why are they playing this? And it's like, well, There's a lot of Coldplay fans that would just love for them to do just their first 4 albums at a concert. And I am so jealous of the people like Steve Gunn, who's one of our listeners, who got to see Coldplay at Shaw Conference Center years ago.
So right when they were hitting.
Calvin C has it. I saw Coldplay when they first played at Shaw Conference. It was so good before their sound changed, like Maddie is saying, to pop music. There was I've heard a lot about that specific show at Shaw Conference that I wish I
That little
saw at that
bunker is
time.
a decent concert venue. You know which band lost me when I saw them live? Arcade Fire.
Yeah,
I was just like, this is not good.
really.
And it was very busy. They have many a lot of instruments, and
They have almost like an orchestra up there,
yeah,
don't they?
it's very robust. I didn't even know that the lead singer was embroiled in I think it was a sexual assault.
Now, when did you go
allegation.
see him?
This is only a couple summers ago.
Okay,
at
then that's when
Rogers.
it happened. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know about that.
It was
and
like months before that it came out, and there was a lot of talk about whether people are going to they were going to cancel their shows or not.
there was only like 5,000 people there. It was, and it wasn't a good show. The low energy. I was just like, I didn't. Fortunately, someone passed along the tickets to me, and I got to go. But yeah, it was. I'm like, I think I'm done with Arcade Fire. Now Greta Van Fleet, I thoroughly enjoyed. Went with Mooner and my brother. Amazing. Really enjoyed them.
So I've seen Whale and the Wolf. That's maybe my last concert. I don't think I've been in Rogers for a concert. I don't even remember the last time.
I've seen a few. I saw
Rogers?
Carrie Underwood there, and I
Rogers.
really enjoyed.
Oh, I
that.
love going, but I just
She
don't
was
remember
great.
the last time there was a concert that I just like I need to go to and I went to.
I
Concerts
think
there
I
are good.
saw Lady Gaga at
Shoot.
At Rogers?
Rogers.
Was it good? It would probably that would be a show.
Not my jam, but it was a good show.
Yeah, exactly. Like I feel the same. That's how I was with Carrie Underwood. I'm like,
Well, no, wait. I'm trying to remember if that was at Rogers or not.
Rexall,
It might have been Rexall.
the old Coliseum.
I don't remember. Either way.
Bones, Sharon, Lois, and Bram. Get out of here. That was a great show, though. Elephant Show. Remember Sharon, Lois, and Bram? Skidamarinky dinky dink.
Oh, yeah, okay. Once you say that, yeah. Okay, I don't want. What is your hat, by the way?
Bird and Barley. It's a Alberta, Edmonton-based golf apparel company.
Yeah,
Shout out to Trev.
That's a sharp hat.
Yeah, all their
like
stuff
that
is
look.
really nice. It's
I like
very
the logo.
very Alberta.
Well, okay.
Bird
I
and
get that.
Barley. Check them out. .ca. Yeah, thanks, Eric. He did the birdie,
did a little bird
birdie
whistle.
tweet there, yeah.
The best, I was driving home from the Elks game the other day.
Yeah.
And I'm like going down, I think it was 100 and I think a ninth. No, not ninth. It would have been maybe like 111 or something like that. And who do I see walking right by Vic? Is Eric. I'm like, because I saw him from behind. I'm like, who's this guy? Like long hair. And I'm like, I wonder if that's LT. I look at him. I'm like, oh yeah, that's LT. Just cruising around. I'm like, what a guy.
That's him,
Like,
man.
what a beauty.
I like how he documents them on his Instagram. Lasagna enthusiast, if you don't follow. The stuff he digs up and finds and puts on there is
So funny.
amazing.
This is the EST Hangout presented by Two Hoots Hard Ice. Team Iwanyk. Of
course.
Tom Gazzola, Shawn Belle. What? Of course.
Oh, that Eric. You happen to drive by Eric on his walk home.
Let's get the Hangout headlines, which is brought to you by the Ranch Golf and Country Club, offering premier conditions, top-notch service, unmatched value. If you're looking to book a tee time today, there's only one place to go to. It's the Ranch. Book your tee time at theranchgolf.com. Okay, let's get into this ESPN ranking. They're ranking the top 100 professional athletes since 2000. Is it too much if I read all of them?
Yes.
Okay.
Find me the worst spots for people.
We have to keep in
pick.
mind.
I'm going to start backwards
This
and
is
go upwards.
ESPN, so there's
This
a
is ESPN, and I don't see a
slant
criteria of
towards
how
USA.
they've decided this.
I already have one for you.
Like where they don't deserve to be there.
You already have one.
There's a cricket player in
James
here.
Harden at 67.
Should he be higher?
I think he should be lower.
Like closer to 1?
No, like closer to off the list.
Oh, because he is a
Well, I just like he's a fantastic player,
right.
but I was reading this to Maddie earlier. So if you were to sit there and say what's a better career, And I'm just going to scroll to James Harden here in a second. So
I got
Did you
one. I'm
cross
taking
paths
all
with
these
him in
now.
OKC?
no.
I did once.
So
He had like a 15-person entourage.
well, not surprising.
And he was wearing cardigans.
Okay, so NBA 75th anniversary team, 2017 MVP, 10-time All-Star, 7-time All-NBA selection, 3-time scoring leader, 2-time assist leader, and 6th man of the year in 2011. Like that's a nice resume,
Yeah.
right? Like I'm not going to sit here and chirp and say that that's, an awful resume by any stretch of the imagination, but when I go down to, let's call it, and if we're just saying, hey, purely off of what your key accomplishments are,
Since 2000.
since 2000, I'm looking at Cheryl Swoops at 81. 4-time WNBA champion, 3-time Olympic gold medalist, 3-time WNBA MVP, 3-time WNBA Defensive Player of the Year, 5-time All WNBA First Team Basketball Hall of Famer.
Yeah, that's a
That's
better
a better
resume.
resume based off
Yeah.
of accomplishments. So
Yes.
why would she be at 81 and James Harden at 67?
One's the NBA and one's the WNBA,
Well, I get
and
that,
there's still that.
but this is supposed
perception.
to be based off of what your accomplishments are within your sport.
Then she should be ahead.
So
I'm
she
with
should be
you on that.
way higher,
Yeah.
at least higher than
This is
Harden,
agreed.
because these are like you basically won everything. Like you showcase that you were a dominant player. Like when I go back to Harden's, yeah, you won, but like you haven't done it in the playoffs.
But did she skip training camp to go to Da Baby's birthday party and bring him a expensive Louis Vuitton
All right,
bag?
never mind, you're right,
Full of
you're right.
honey buns, 50
You're right.
stacks of 50,000.
That's my fault.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool and all what she's done, but that's what Harden did. When I heard that, that's what he did and skipped training camp. I'm like, what a donkey.
Yeah, it's unreal.
So a couple that I've noticed as I'm getting closer to like the 26 mark, actually not too upset with a lot of the lower ones.
It's pretty good.
The couple that I don't like, Mariano Rivera's 59. One spot ahead of him is JJ Watt. I'm sorry, Mariano Rivera, way higher to me. Like
JJ
JJ
Watt
Watt,
was-
it was straight up. JJ Watt shouldn't be higher than Mariano Rivera.
Yeah,
if I'm
he
looking
was
at
great
accomplishments,
career.
Mariano
Didn't win
Rivera is
anything,
considered
though.
the greatest closer of all time.
Yeah.
like JJ Watt's not considered the greatest defensive lineman of all time or anything.
He's
like
just really, really,
Rivera
really
was
good.
so clutch, and in the 2000s, since 2000s, like he was really good in that era too.
Yeah.
like where I get a little annoyed. Well, one, I'm not annoyed. I don't know. I'd have to look a little closer. Rory McIlroy is only like 96
That's insane.
or something like that, which I go 93, and I sit there and I go, he was
Phil's what?
he was at one point
67?
he was actually like the best golfer in the world too.
Yeah.
Phil should be higher, I think, than Rory, because Phil, like again, since 2000, Phil was winning majors. He
that
was
was
winning the
a peak.
Masters. He was right up there. It was like Tiger, VJ, him, and there was that competition.
For quite a while.
Yeah.
So maybe this is just the disrespect of golf lore them. The one I will throw out there that is he shouldn't be on here. It's Ronaldo and not Cristiano Ronaldo, the original Ronaldo from Brazil.
Ronaldo.
The reason I say he shouldn't be on there is this is since 2000.
He was good in the 90s.
Yes,
And
I
right,
agree
he
with
won
that.
the World Cup in 2002 with Brazil, and right at the start of the 2000s, he was near the height.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think he was consistent enough. If we're gonna go since 2000, his playing days are playing since
He
2000.
retired in what, 08? Somewhere around there?
Ronaldo, I have to make sure.
Yeah,
look
so
up
I
the right
don't think there's
Ronaldo.
enough runway for him to sit there and be on that list.
If you're
because
gonna
you're
say
looking
since the 90s,
since the
then
90s,
he should be shot up there.
100%.
Yeah.
So he played with Real Madrid until 07, then AC Milan 07 to 08, but that's when he was like starting to drop.
He was done.
And then Corinthians
Because he was on the
in
94
Brazil,
Brazil team.
2009 to 2011. Like it wasn't career stats. When did he stop like really producing? He produced until like 05, 06. So like 5-6 years of the 2000s.
Right.
I don't. Is that enough if we're talking about the 2000s, or is it just you
Probably
had
not.
to play in the 2000s for a little bit, and then we look at your career?
Like how dominant you were in the
might be it.
2000s, and then over the course of the career, you see where have you dropped off to?
Maybe I'm just so far removed from Ronaldo. That Ronaldo.
He was, it was
That-
like him, Del Piero, Beckham was just starting to climb.
Well, you had Zidane, you had Thierry Henry.
Henry came a little bit
Henry's
after.
at 48.
Yeah, and that I'm assuming is more because he had more of the 2000s to play with.
Yeah.
And so like maybe Ronaldo's just on that edge where maybe I'm just forgetting when his drop off came. But that's one where I was like, if he wasn't on the list, I wouldn't sit there and be like, that's upsetting. If this was a list since the 90s, I'd be like, well, he's way too low. He's got to be a lot higher. So that's what I'm interested in by that one. Aiden O'Neill says, do we think McDavid should have been higher? Or is his placement reasonable for his career so far?
I was wondering
he was
that
98.
Too. Yeah.
I would say, considering it's an ESPN ranking, I'm actually surprised he's even in there.
Well,
100%.
Hockey is a partner of ESPN's now. So,
But the
they do
fact
have
that
a few hockey
Ovechkin's
players.
at, what, 54?
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, Tommy's got to do an NHL hit, so Zachticum's going to come in here. And he can defend his thoughts of Conor McGregor being a top 5. So Crosby easily is going to be in the top 25.
Yes.
Is there another hockey player? Because on this list, I always saw it was Ovi and McDavid. I don't think there's another player. There's no other player than that should be in that list.
No.
So Crosby is a top 25, though.
I would think so.
Oh, he has to be.
I would think
There's
so.
no way Ovi's on that list and
It's
Crosby's
ESPN,
not.
however.
Yeah, but there's no way Crosby's...
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So he's
Yep.
got one of the top 25.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't even know if they have like a list of who are the top players that aren't on there. I think it's so Tom
They
Brady.
do, actually.
They got Tom Brady, Messi. Is that
Federer.
LeBron, Serena, Federer, Nadal, Djokovic. Mm-hmm. They've got Usain Bolt, Michael Phelps, Katie Ledecky, Simone Biles, which is a lot of those a little bit American heavy, obviously. Kobe.
Yep.
I gotta say, Shaq. Maybe no, Shaq. No, you got maybe not enough time in there. Lewis, Floyd Mayweather, Tiger. Mm-hmm. So that's 10. They got Mahomes, Djokovic. Otani's already in that list. So you'd have Kelsey. Gronk would have to be potentially in that list.
Gronk would have to be on that list.
They haven't bought. Ronaldo would have to be in there. I'm just trying to go what other athletes could potentially be in there. Curry? Did we say Curry?
He'd probably be on that list.
I don't think we already mentioned his name yet, though. So Steph would have to be in there easily.
Yep.
I think we're gonna have to look at basketball. We're gonna have to look a little bit of football.
I think if
there's
Crosby's
hockey.
going to be on there, it's going to be like right at 24 or 25.
Do you know who I don't think was on this list? I got to double check. Was Justin Verlander on this list?
I didn't see him.
Justin
Unless he
Verlander
was
will be
in
top
the-
25.
yeah.
Justin Verlander then will be top. No, there he is, number 40. Never mind.
40?
Yeah. Because Verlander was one, and his career has been going for so long. He would have been one in there. I'm just trying to think of who I'm missing in baseball or who we're missing in baseball.
This is why I'm trying to figure out what the criteria is. Because,
too.
like, is it the fact that in every sports show debates the fact of greatness based off of how many championships you win? So does that factor into where you move in, where you slot into this list? Or is this just pure what your accomplishments were? Because if
it's
it's
got to
that,
be just what, like, I would have to say it's your accomplishments. But some sports, your team accomplishments impact. Like, hockey's one of those sports. Let's say Connor McDavid never wins a Stanley Cup. There will be some people that will knock him for it, but hockey's such a team game. You can't will yourself to
But
that.
people still do that, and they still say, "Well,
Sure. Okay,
hey, you're not the GOAT because you didn't win this many championships."
Okay, then I'll flip that though. Then and say no one says Henri Richard is the greatest player of all time because he's got 11 rings, right?
Right.
Whereas in basketball, one of the biggest arguments that you have for Jordan over LeBron is the rings. Because in basketball, because straight up that sport, you could single-handedly carry your team to a title.
100%.
That's not the same in hockey.
Yeah.
That's not the same in baseball. Football, depending on your position, quarterback's the only
Quarterback
position.
would probably be
is
the
the only
one.
one that you can maybe bring your
But
team to.
I think you would say in recent years, because Brady was one of the guys that, you had an elite defense, you had a really good quarterback, and you could plug and play certain receivers that would be scheme fits that Brady would just basically throw open. And now you've got Mahomes basically doing the same thing. The Chiefs have had elite defense. Well, this past year they had an elite defense. And then he didn't have the same weapons outside of Kelsey that he normally does. So I think the quarterback conversation has flipped, since kind of the Brady era and now into the Mahomes era. Before that, I don't know if you'd have that same conversation because you look at a guy like Dan Marino, and Dan Marino had elite receivers but couldn't win the big one. So it's a very interesting. It's a very interesting list, and it's going to be interesting to see like why certain people are placed in certain ways. Are you weighting certain sports higher than other sports? You know what I mean? So like it's because as I'm looking at that list, like Jason Kidd was at 69, he was behind Harden. And once again, well, what's the criteria?
See, and how much is that though? Like, Kidd had a career in the 90s though.
It's got to be some.
Like that's where I'm just like, so this has to be just fully since the 2000s. Jason Kidd played 94 to 2013.
And like, you don't think Ray Lewis should be higher on this list? 61. That guy was the most dominant linebacker in the NFL for a long time.
Sorry, just
wow. No, it's all good.
No, Aiden O'Neill. McDavid was drafted in 2015. Has been by far the best player in the league, and is 98. Mahomes was drafted in 2017. Is also the best player in the league, but he's going to be top 25 to get the U.S. bias and championship. But there's a big difference. But that's a big difference for a similar career. Haha. Yeah, but like again, well, there is the U.S. versus all this.
It's a U.S. bias. So
well,
sure,
and it's also, I don't even know if I had to go full U.S. bias, but it's a global appeal, global reach. I think that's part of this too, is just how much do people know these guys? Like,
which is a bigger...
I would say the cricket player that is, I think, just a spot ahead of McDavid or something. I bet there's people around the world that say he should be a lot higher. We don't know. I don't know a lot about cricket, but that's not a U.S. thing, and it's just, you know, tennis players are going to be rated higher, basketball players are going to be rated higher, partly because they are global.
But that's now that conversation turns into, okay, the NHL, do you do a good enough job of marketing your star players? And I don't think that is even remotely the case. Like, I don't think they showcase McDavid enough.
No.
Right? So... And,
no, they haven't done a good enough job.
And I brought this up so many times on Hello Hockey, but it's like, okay, so... recently, Gary Trent Jr., who was just with the Raptors, he just got let go. I was looking at something on Twitter today where it's like the Raptors were going to offer him the mid-level exemption, which was $15 million, and he declined it. So a mid-level at $15 million is still higher than arguably the best player in hockey today. Like, to me, that's crazy. And I think that's probably the bigger situation or indictment on why some of these NHL players aren't higher on this list, because there should be. Like, Cale Makar should be on that list, perhaps, potentially, based on how quickly he's come out of the gates. Like,
but
he's been a dominant player since he stepped foot in the NHL. Nathan McKinnon has been a dominant player since he stepped foot in the NHL. Could those guys be higher? But that's the part of this too, where it's
how do you judge with the list like this? How do you judge the players that have only been around for a third of it? The players that have, like a Tom Brady who played basically all of it.
Yeah.
Or the players like a Ronaldo or
that's why I want to know
that's a little bit. Zach, you coming in or not?
That's why I want to know the criteria of this.
Yeah, sorry, I was busy doing something else.
I just saw you walking around there. Because you have McGregor. Okay, who else? Have you looked at the list?
I did, yeah.
Is there any other MMA guys that we're missing beyond McGregor?
No, they had the other two. Really, the only three MMA.
Khabib.
Yeah, he's not the GOAT. He fought.
We're not saying
feeders.
GOAT.
Well, he fought bottom feeders though. He's not that good. Like, realistically, his competition wasn't up to snuff compared to.
I don't think
John
I've ever
Jones,
heard that
George
about Khabib. I don't know if I've ever heard that about Khabib. I've just heard that he's was amazing at dominant. No one ever beat him.
Yeah, and he fought.
Because he fought once a year. He took the easy fighters and some of his I mean, Conor McGregor. He fought Conor McGregor, but the matchup was there in Khabib's favor, and it was a great fight. Like, that was probably his highest level of competition, and their two styles were so different because, I mean, McGregor's just really a striker. He has good takedown defense, but he's not a wrestler. So the matchup was there kind of in Khabib's favor, and that was actually the first UFC fight I watched. First card I ever sat down for. Great card, but like, man, watching that fight back over the years, it's Khabib against a non-wrestler, so it was like you could give it to him there, but I don't think he should be in the talk for top 100. They had GSP in there as well as John Jones, which makes sense, but I lower in the rankings, but McGregor should be up there just given the fact that he was a double champ.
Han Shorkoff says, I agree with Zachticum about Khabib's guys he fought. He fought nobodies and only got to the top division because McGregor destroyed that division. So I think I'm at 23 or 24 names that I think could be on this list.
Yeah.
So,
I like Kelvin C's comment. Zach, Khabib will want to change your face and take you to deep waters.
I mean, he could do like, man, that guy, any Dagestani wrestler, now it's Islam Makhachev is up there, but like, I don't know, all those Russians are insane.
So then could you say
fighters.
Brock Lesnar should be on that list?
I don't think they didn't have a single wrestler on there.
No, but
Like WWE
when he was from his time in the UFC.
Oh, you're saying UFC? Was he that good in the
when he
UFC?
actually
He
did a
was
sport.
the biggest draw in the UFC.
But did he have the accomplishments with it?
He didn't fight long enough.
I don't know if he
Did
did.
he win
but
anything?
Yeah, he was a champ.
Yeah.
Was there anybody bigger in the sport than when he was there?
Wasn't I?
Even today-
I've
at
never
that
been an
time
MMA guy.
specifically?
Even
I was
today,
not an MMA
McGregor
guy. McGregor
was
to me
the
is the
biggest.
Do you
biggest
think
star that
McGregor
has
has
ever
been a
come
bigger-
from UFC.
Yeah.
You think McGregor has been a bigger star than Brock Lesnar was at the height of Brock Lesnar?
Yeah. He was McGregor was the biggest athlete for what, like 5 years or
Yeah,
something.
McGregor
Like,
was
he
Well, no,
massive.
but I know
Everything.
he was
Anyone would watch
massive.
him.
But so was
Lesnar
Brock
to me, I
Lesnar,
think there's a lot of people with Lesnar though that know Lesnar just because of the WWE.
which is fair.
That's it.
So
yeah.
he had
like-
that addition to it.
I'm sitting there saying, okay, like if you look at the height,
I didn't even know he was a champ. I will say
Well, there
that
you
about
go. That's
Lesnar.
fair.
I didn't even know he was a champ.
So when did Lesnar finish in the UFC?
I want to say, I don't know, early 2010s maybe.
That's probably why. So it's just like it's
Brock
faded. But at the
Lesnar.
time, he was one of the biggest stars, if not the biggest star in the UFC.
Oh yeah, I mean
Like,
he already had the
was
star power
draw,
before
yeah.
the UFC, so they bring him in. He already had the wrestling base, and he's got brick hands. He's built
He
like
signed with UFC in
huge.
2008.
Yeah, so he fought for 3 years, maybe 5 or 6 fights. He lost a couple times. I think he was knocked out. He subbed, I think, Frank Mir.
So
We were
he
talking
fought
about it, yeah.
in 2007, 2008, 2008, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2010, 2011, and then had one in 2016.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot he came back.
So, okay. And we got to remember this is an ESPN list. So I threw some of the names that they had on there, but I don't know who I'm missing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I'm at 21, I think, that it could be on this list still. Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, and this is in no order. Serena Williams, Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic, Nadal, Lewis Hamilton, Ronaldo, Messi, Crosby, Tiger, Usain Bolt, Michael Phelps, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Conor McGregor, Steph Curry, Floyd Mayweather, Max Verstappen. I think he could fall in there because of the boom of F1 that they'll give him that little edge. Travis Kelce, Gronk. I don't have also then because there's a reason. There's names on this list for a reason because they added. Who else did they have on there that I didn't throw into this list? Simone Biles, Katie Ledecky. So there's 2 more. So that's at 23.
Kelsey and Gronk both in the top 25.
They're not on the list yet.
That would.
That's the
That
thing.
would
And
make
I'm
sense.
sorry.
They both belong.
Gronk is for sure.
Gronk bigger than Kelsey, and I don't
Yeah.
know who. There's other people on that list behind that I go. You can't put them ahead of Travis Kelce, and he's won the Super Bowls with Patrick Mahomes. He's there. I would absolutely see him on that list. So I'm at 23 right now.
Where did Mahomes land?
Is there any other?
I have him in
Is
there.
any,
In the-
okay.
like, he'll be in the top 25.
Oh, yeah,
he
he
won't
has to
be
be, yeah.
26.
any other basketball players?
That's what I was thinking. So what do I have for basketball players? I had Kobe, I had LeBron, I had Curry. Don't have Shaq. I'm just trying to think. I know it's a tough one. Like, where does Tim Duncan fall into that? Did Tim Duncan fall into this list at all?
He might.
I haven't seen him on, but he
I
could
think he
be
was just out,
later.
Is there a lot of basketball? What Dwayne Wade went like 66 or something? I don't know.
He was in the 40s.
Dwayne Wade was 35.
Dirk was in
35
here.
years.
Yeah.
Joker's in there. Nash is in here for basketball players.
Durant 39. Nowitzki 41.
I don't know. Tim Duncan might fall into this, I think.
42.
LeBron.
He might then.
Because what was his career? Tim Duncan. Because I feel like he retired in like the 2010s or something. He played from 97 to 2016. The majority of his career is in the 2000s. Tim Duncan is easily on this list.
He's on that list
He's
then.
easily in this list. And if he's not, it's a complete joke for that one.
Yeah.
So I have one more spot open on my list of
So now
potential
you're at
players.
24.
I think I'm at 24 of who's going to be on this list. But if I have to take someone off, I would take out Max. I don't think we're missing anyone in boxing, and I don't think we're missing anyone in soccer. I don't think there's. I think Ronaldo, Messi. That's it. Because they had Zidane in there, they had Henry in there.
You got James there, right?
Is there more
LeBron?
football players in there?
Yeah.
Okay, easy. Yeah.
So what? The Tom, Mahomes, Kelsey,
Gronk.
That's all I think I'm at.
Is there any defensive players that they've got to be on that list? No.
Won't be sexy enough, I think, to put them.
Yeah,
If you have Ray Lewis where he is, like I don't think there's. You have Ed Reed.
That's
where he
like
is.
actually one of the biggest shocks for me, where he is.
I'm actually surprised there's not more football players a little bit to this list. I don't think there's any of those individual sports that there's no other golfer. It's just Tiger, unless. Well, they had Annika Sorenstam in there. I don't know if there's another female one that would go in there. I don't think there's a tennis player that we're missing.
Joey Chestnut. Just put him at 25.
You want to know something? If he was on the list somewhere else, I'd have time for it.
But not
If
top
Joey
25.
Chestnut was there at like 83 or something, I could sit there and go, yeah, I get it. I get it. I could live with that.
The Nasty Chat's talking about GSP.
Yeah, he was already on the list.
Was he on that list already?
Yeah, he was. Some people think he is the GOAT. John Jones is also considered the GOAT, but just because of McGregor's star power, he's higher. Even though for the sport, the other two have their arguments for being, I guess, the GOAT of the sport. But there's star power, like you said, you're not going to put defensive players in football high up there because they're not sexy enough, and not a lot of people are like, oh, that's the guy, yeah, him, yeah. It's not like you're that huge. You are that huge athlete, but in a different sense where you're good, but you're not at that level. There's so many factors that delve into this. That's why hockey players might not be higher as well.
Two other ones. Kelsey shouldn't be there. And they're saying it's because of his status. Well, Joel saying it's if he's on the list, it's because of status.
Yep.
No,
And
he's a
then
top
there's
100
also
athlete. He's a top 100
Anderson
athlete.
Silva.
You know who is? I've just added to the list to fill up my 25.
Anderson Silva?
No,
Who?
Shaq. He ultimately. So when I'm thinking about the
was
2000
dominant.
and it was in the 2000s. He won 3 titles with the Lakers. They went to a 4th title and lost to the Pistons. He was a 3-time MVP or NBA Finals MVP with the Lakers. Then he went to the Heat and won with the Heat. Mm-hmm. Then his career after the Heat, wasn't there, and that's the 2010s though. Shaq's going on this list.
Yep.
There's no way Shaq's not on this list.
I could see that.
What would you put him, like top 20, top 15?
But this is why I'm trying to figure out what is the criteria.
I wish they wrote that. This was our criteria. What we're trying to evaluate.
Because if you're talking about being just flat out dominant in your sport, then 100% he's way up that list. And there's other guys that shouldn't even be close to this list that are on it.
But yeah, if Jason Kidd's on this list, Shaq's on this list.
100%.
And he's in the top 25.
100%.
I'm calling it right now. I think I have of my 25, I'll hit 22 of them.
Oh,
This is interesting.
and
I'll save this.
you got it.
Anderson Silva's an interesting one, though.
Yeah, but just given where the other MMA fighters went, he would have been put lower down the list, right? Like, I don't think you're gonna put Anderson Silva over John Jones and GSP. They would be probably within the same range, and just because of that, I don't think it's gonna go top 25 because.
I don't think he'll be in the top 25, but I'm shocked he's not on the list right now because at the height of his time, I don't think there was anybody better.
But the fall off was there. The fall off was great.
100%.
Okay, here's the other
There's a
next
lot
question.
of fall off on a lot of those guys, so
Who would be top 10? If we're talking about the 2000s and
LeBron.
not knowing the full criteria.
LeBron, Kobe,
Yeah. Oh, okay. Kobe, yeah. Yeah. Tom Brady,
Tom Brady.
Federer, Serena,
Yep.
Tiger,
Yep.
McGregor.
No, get that out of here.
I can't because
I could see him going top
here.
5.
oh no, you're
Top
he's muted.
5?
Yeah,
you
that
want-
might be
There-
a push.
You just
I
have to
see him
press that red
realistically top 10
That red one,
or
yeah.
top 12. But
There
I'd like
is
to, he's not getting top
0%
5.
chance that Conor McGregor is in the top 5 athletes of all time since 2000. Get out
Okay.
of
I'm sorry.
here.
I want to mark
He
this down.
would
here.
he sold out stadiums for years.
So we're putting up. That doesn't mean you're an athlete, the top athlete.
So I
That
mean,
just means you have great appeal.
put Kelsey top 25 too, huh?
I do have Kelsey in the top 25.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. The
Are you
factors
trying to
kind of-
defend your UFC guys?
Yeah,
There
Yes.
are UFC guys that are in there.
yeah, too low in my opinion. I know I'm biased. I love you. I love MMA.
That's okay.
I'm just trying to put.
That's
I'm just
good.
trying to put a
you
list here.
deserve to love what you love, but at the end of the day, you can't. I don't think you can put Conor McGregor in the top 5.
Is he
That's
like
outlandish.
championship quality top 5 or even top 10? Or are we just talking about he's done a great job like Hulk Hogan, even though he was a great WWF wrestler, world champion for what it's worth in WWF, but he also reached out and broadened his horizons, becoming a movie star, a cultural icon, if you will. Is that kind of what McGregor has done, and that's why a Zachticum would be like, well, McGregor.
But I think that there's other guys that did it before him that that changed the sport, and then he came in and became like, hey, I'm going to be that guy who's going to be bigger than life. And I think he followed other people. And the reason I say that is because I've already talked about when Brock Lesnar came in, what he did because he knew obviously the WWE world and how to be a showman and all that kind of stuff. He made this like must-see TV, and then followed Anderson Silva, who was knocking people's heads off every single time he fought. He was like that guy from Street Fighter, was it Dulcima?
Yeah.
Where he'd kick you from the other side of the screen. That was him. And then all of a sudden came Chael Sonnen, and Chael Sonnen was like the ultimate heel because he knew how to get people to watch based off what he was saying.
He was just
he's
a
funny.
jerk.
Right? Like
Yeah,
he was
I
just a
love it.
jerk,
Yeah.
and then he would just like he got people invested. And then came GSP was in there too.
Yeah, John
And
Jones.
then John Jones, and then Conor McGregor came in, and to me, and this is just my opinion,
Yeah.
he watched all these other guys and how they affected the sport and how they became showmen, and he said, okay, I'm a great fighter. I'm going to come in and be a showman as well. And I think he elevated everything, but it was already there. And then as he came in at his time, like there was something was missing in terms of star power.
Oh, yeah.
And he came in and just basically was like, hey, let's turn this up to another degree. And that's why we all sit here and say McGregor's that good.
Yeah, and that's
Maybe?
another
I
reason
don't know.
why I guess you couldn't put Habib up there is because he didn't have that star power. Sure, the thing about the UFC is if you have that star power, you're going to get those better opportunities. You're going to have more chances at title fights and everything like that. It all comes down to that. You could be a better fighter on
Yeah.
paper and everything in every category, but the guy who has more star power than you is going to get that opportunity.
Yeah.
Look at Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley's a fantastic fighter, one of the best strikers in the UFC, but like there's different things that come with that. Then McGregor got his chances and stuff, and I guess I could agree with you there. Like there's the generations, I guess, of the UFC where one guy like GSP's there, boom, then it's John Jones, and he's still sort of active today, but he's a lot more irrelevant than he was 5, 6, 7 years ago or whatever. McGregor, he was supposed to fight and then stepped out of his fight, and that would have been huge for the
But
UFC.
John Jones, if John Jones was a smart human being, and he is not because of all the failed drug tests and all that stuff, we'd be having a different conversation about John Jones right now.
Oh, and there's more than like there's some other stuff that I like. There's this YouTube video that came around that he's even doing crazier stuff, but
He has been,
Yeah.
I think he's been discussed as the best pound for pound fighter of all time. That's where John Jones is listed right now.
yeah, and he
So-
should be, and it sucks that he's
And if
I don't
he's
know, taking
and if
it for granted.
if he
almost.
hurt his own career based on that, where would he be if he actually was like, you know what, man, like I'm actually going to stay out of this nonsense and I'm just going to go fight and do all the things. But obviously, that's a whole nother world. So like, where are we discussing him at that point?
Oh, it'd be huge. It would be almost near the level of McGregor. Like he would be a lot higher on that list. He would be easily top 40, even top 35. Like he would be up there if he just kept fighting stayed out of trouble and showed his game. I mean, he's holds so many records in the UFC. He's defeated legendary fighters. He's showed up. He's fought the best, unlike Nurmagomedov did during his time. But yeah, I don't know. I guess that's where it stands. And that, like, there's the UFC's great. You guys are just sitting here and it's like,
well,
I love anything.
I've got my
against it.
10, my top 10. So I have my top 25 list. Now I've broke it down to who's in my top 10.
Talk to me.
And there's actually the 10th spot is I'm debating. I could see it flipping potentially. Tom Brady, Serena Williams, Roger Federer, Lewis Hamilton, Lionel Messi, Tiger Woods, Usain Bolt, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Floyd Mayweather. The one I'm debating, I could see maybe a Kobe or a Mayweather dropping out for a Phelps, maybe.
Phelps would be a good one because he was dominant.
yeah.
And that's the thing. But Kobe won 6 NBA titles. 5 NBA titles. 5 NBA titles. And it was like, Floyd Mayweather was pound for pound the greatest fighter ever. LeBron James, I don't need to speak about that one. Usain Bolt was ridiculous. Tiger Woods, don't need to say anything on that.
Yeah.
Lionel Messi might be the greatest soccer player of all time. Lewis Hamilton was dominant for such a long stretch of time. Roger Federer. The only thing I can see Roger Federer maybe dropping down under this a little bit is that in the end, he doesn't have the titles. Like, he might not be the greatest tennis player of all time.
But did he get?
Right,
Was he unlucky because he ended up in the Rafa Joker era, and it was those three basically battling each other?
Well, so how it started was Federer kind of came first a little bit, but then it was the Federer versus Nadal for the longest time.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Federer was dominant, but Nadal has a better head-to-head against Federer.
Right.
And then Djokovic came after that. So Djokovic got to take on those two a little bit later. So he was a little bit younger. They were older. So I think he got to take advantage later in their careers, whereas early in their careers, they beat Djokovic.
Right.
But there's an argument to made for, I think, all three of them to be the greatest tennis player of all time. And maybe that's what bumps Federer down, is that you could say, well, he doesn't have the most singles titles ever. So maybe he's a guy that comes out of this. You can't argue Serena, and you can't argue Tom Brady.
Nope.
Yeah, Serena was.
So I think those are my 10. Who bumped out of that for Conor McGregor?
Mayweather.
Are you saying that to?
He's stirring the pot
Yeah.
right
Yeah,
You're
no,
just
I
the
mean it
eyes
though.
there.
now. You get out of here. You are
How?
stirring the pot.
I think he. I don't know.
Mayweather is
a
going
face
down as the
boxer,
greatest pound for pound boxer ever, best boxer ever. And he had that draw at some, but he never lost a fight.
Did he ever get hit in a fight?
He may have been boring as hell
When he allowed it.
but that's exactly it.
Actually,
I don't know. Like,
And people will say he's boring, but like
he won.
he won.
Yeah.
No,
That's all that matters.
I
yeah.
don't like Floyd Mayweather. He's a trash human being. I can't.
This isn't the human beings
No,
list.
it's not.
Yeah, that's.
And there's a reason McGregor wanted to fight Floyd Mayweather.
For money.
Well, who's gonna get and who got most of the money of that pay per view, and who do people like? It was Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
If we're talking about star power, like Mayweather has the star power too.
He's
Mayweather-
50, he's 50 and 0.
He owned the pay-per-view
but he drew
rights.
the Paul with one of the Paul brothers.
Oh.
That was an awful fight. I can't believe that. Yeah, he's 50.
Where are we at with
I
Tyson
hate that so much. By the
Mike
way,
Tyson?
and Paul?
Oh,
Sorry.
it's happening in like November right now.
Oh,
or something.
right.
If it
They pushed it
happens,
back, right?
I made a bet with Warren Bears, who used to be with the Bear, that because I don't think this fight's gonna happen. But
I
no,
hope-
pushed it back.
I hope Tyson just beats the piss out of this kid.
he won't though, because like he just mentioned, Floyd Mayweather has a draw.
Right.
It's like it's just the money. That's all it is.
Yeah.
To Calvin C, Michael Jordan's none of my top 10 because his time in the 2000s. This is the best athlete since 2000. He played with the Wizards for like a year or 2 years in the 2000s.
It was very weird.
MJ does not fall into this list at all if we're talking about since 2000.
Like, yeah, if you had the best career in the 80s and 90s, and then you play one or two seasons in 2000s, that don't count.
He's
for
not coming up on
2000s.
this list at all.
Mayweather is 100% on that list because in 2016, ESPN ranked him the greatest boxer pound for pound of the last 25 years. And as of May 2023, BoxRec ranks him the second greatest boxer of all time.
Who's the greatest then? Would it be Mike?
Boxer of all time in that list?
Ali.
Probably
Of all time, it would be Ali.
Yeah.
yeah.
I would think.
Ali?
Yeah.
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 Well, Tyson. Yeah, those three. I don't know.
So
There's
that's
arguments
where
for all.
it's like
I don't know if Tyson's in your top 3 greatest boxers of all time. Is he?
Yeah.
Ali,
Youngest heavyweight champ.
Foreman, Mayweather.
that. I'm going to trust
Pacquiao's
others.
got to be up there, right? Where's Oscar De La Hoya? His
Boxers of all
reputation
time.
was tarnished.
BetMGM has a ranking of the top 10 boxers of all time.
Joe Frazier.
This
Yeah.
came in July of 2024, so this is perfect.
Yeah.
Number 10, Willie Pep. Number 9, Henry Armstrong. Number 8, Roberto Duran. 7, Jack Dempsey. 6, Manny Pacquiao. 5, Floyd Mayweather. 4, Rocky Marciano. 3, Sugar Ray Robinson.
Yeah.
2, Joe Louis. 1, Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
So Tyson's not even on their list.
Right.
Would be up
Bleacher
there for
Report
excitement,
from
yeah.
2012. That's 2012. That don't
A
count.
long time ago.
Yeah, we're not using that one.
I don't know if I agree with that
ESPN
list.
all-time
though.
greatest boxers. When's this
Yeah.
from? Oh, that's an old one too. Can't go with that one. Okay, this championsgym.com from 2023. We'll go there. Well, there's some boxing. They have Ali 1, Mayweather 2, Pacquiao 3, Roy Jones Jr. 4, Vander Holyfield 5, Sugar Ray 6, Roberto Duran 7, Foreman 8, Lennox Lewis 9, Tommy Hearns 10, Tyson 11,
Tyson just, yeah.
Marvin Hagler 12.
If you're talking about most feared boxers, then Tyson's number 1.
Oh, yeah.
But I guess
But,
he's not. Yeah.
Best all time, no.
So,
What was he,
yeah,
34 and
I'm.
6?
I feel pretty confident about my list. Not gonna lie.
You should feel
I
confident.
Well,
think-
I
I think
created
he
the top
needs
10
some
and the
list.
25, but like who's like
I think
not
you've
who
done
I
good.
think will be there, or who I think will be there, not who I would have there or whatever.
Yeah.
This is who I think's gonna be there, and I feel like I'll get like I said, 22 of the 25, and I think my top 10, I'll say I got 9 of the 10 right, guaranteed.
Yeah, just missing McGregor. I'm kidding.
I like the confidence.
No, he'll go like top.
I
Top
could
10,
see
top
Conor
12.
McGregor being in the 20-25 range.
Yeah.
Like
that's
for how
po-
this is
yeah.
going to go, I could see
Yeah.
him being in the top 20, 25. Because
One of them
now,
are-
okay, so
or
for if I have till 11, because I have Michael Phelps just out there, 12 through 20, who would put in, like you got Mahomes, you got Novak Djokovic, you got Rafael Nadal, you got Cristiano Ronaldo, you got Sidney Crosby, you've got Steph Curry, Tim Duncan, Shaq. Those would be the ones that I would throw in there. I have Max Verstappen, who I could see being in the 20s.
Yeah.
Kelsey and Gronk, I could see being in the 20s.
I don't know if Kelsey's on the list.
Gronk has to be.
Accomplishments. Gronk easily.
And
If
Kelsey,
he's not,
Kelsey's
that'd be a
legit,
joke.
and I'm not trying to like tarnish him, but
Yeah.
based off of the 2000s, is his runway big enough? I guess
He's
is-
34 years old. He's played since 2013.
Yeah, it's
he's a
probably big
3-time Super Bowl winner, 4-time first-team All-Pro, 9-time Pro Bowler. Was on the 2010s All-Decade team.
Yeah, he's on the list.
Yeah. And now he's a cultural icon.
He's on the
Yeah,
list.
Yeah.
And honestly, he's on the list without T Swift.
Yeah.
Like he's on the
T-Swift made him
100 list. T Swift might help elevate him to the top 25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he should be on this list of top 100. And that's why
I
I
agree.
don't
Yeah.
believe why I think he'll be on there is that there's no way you could tell me he's not on this list at all.
Where'd Moss go?
Randy Moss?
Yeah.
He was like 70s
He's 20
or something. Was he higher?
he was higher.
Yeah, he's in there, but I just want to know where in the mix, right? Like,
I gotta find
27.
He was so good. Like there was a time in the NFL.
He's
it
at
was
27,
Moss,
I think.
It was T.O., Ocho Cinco. It was the end of Jerry Rice, but he was still in there. Keyshawn Johnson was really good. Like there were some amazing receivers. Not to say that there isn't now, but like those guys were every week they were like outdoing each other with something ridiculous on the field and then especially off the field. What a time for receivers in the NFL. Am I crazy for saying
Do
that?
you remember when Terrell Owens was working out outside of his driveway because something happened
wanted
with the
a contract.
contract right with
Something,
the
yeah.
Eagles, and every reporter was at his house watching him work out.
Instead of at because he was with the Cowboys at that time.
No,
wasn't
he was with the Eagles. When he was with the Cowboys is when he had the glasses on. He's like, "That's my quarterback. That's my quarterback."
He was something else, man.
he should be on the list purely for his antics.
Yeah, but he was so good. Him and Jeff Garcia were a great 1-2 punch. But I think he ended up making fun of Jeff Garcia, did he not?
Probably.
Yeah.
Nobody was safe from that guy.
No. Butski, I agree fully. I just can't get past no Christine Sinclair on that list. 100%.
She should be
There's
on
a bunch
there.
of.
Let's not kid ourselves.
That's where straight up this is an American one, and
Yes.
that's that full. They
Canada
don't. Christine Sinclair
disregard.
is one of the most disrespected. One of the greatest is such a word, but goats there is in the world.
Mia Hamm's on
Straight
that
up,
list, and but when did Mia Hamm retire? Because she was still like she rose to the top in the mid '90s. I think it was like, I think by like '96
Her
she was already
senior career
a superstar.
ended in 04.
Yeah, she
Her
was basically
international
done.
career was 87 to 2004.
So like Mia Hamm being in there is a bit of a stretch to me, at least.
No,
And I'm not
just 4 years
disregarding
in,
Mia
yeah.
Hamm. She was amazing, but 87 is when she started. That's a long ass time.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and for Christine Sinclair, she is the greatest international goal scorer in history. Doesn't matter gender.
Snubbed.
She should be on there.
Doesn't matter. And look, she's not going to be top 25 at that point.
No.
But maybe we'll get surprised.
You think she'd be higher on
No.
that?
Maybe we'll get the big surprise.
You think she'll be in the
Kelsey,
top
ESPN
25?
ESPN is going to
Sinclair?
stun
Yeah.
the world and go.
They're going to
Yeah.
change
We're
their
throwing.
antics.
Although I'm just trying to see if
She could easily flip Mia Hamm out and put Christine Sinclair in, and people would be like, bravo.
Well,
That's
I'm
good.
trying to think. Are we missing an American female soccer player?
What, Alex Morgan?
Well, I'm
Tommy,
trying to think
2 hoots me,
Oh, sure. For you, anything.
please and thank you.
because maybe Max. Because the one I have on my list that I would have to take out for is Max Verstappen. I could see him falling out.
Put Christine over him.
But the other part to this is
That's
there
good.
a basketball player, a female basketball player, a female soccer player we're missing that's American?
Merci.
Alex Morgan, I don't see on this list.
I can't
Should
think
be
of
one.
another American soccer player outside of Alex Morgan.
Um,
Rapinoe.
Oh, Rapinoe?
Rapinoe,
I don't think
pardon me.
Rapinoe would fall into this. I don't think she was
She
that
was
good.
their star, but she wasn't the star. Like,
Yeah.
the best player, right? She was the captain.
I'm just Ambi Wambach. When did she play?
Abby Wambach was very good
But when did she play and stuff?
in the 2000s.
Was it?
Yeah.
I could see her possibly
'Cause I
jumping
think
in
she
there.
just retired. Like within the
No,
last
she's
5
not
years.
in there.
Who
There's
is
no
the,
chance.
who is their goalkeeper?
She played in the 2000. She won. She was in 04. She played in 2011.
You're talking about the U.S. goalkeeper?
Yeah, the one that married
Hope
the
Solo?
Hope Solo.
That's the one I was thinking.
She's
Um,
not on that list.
She's
She's not on that list.
Yeah, no, okay.
She won the World
Just
Cup.
leave her out of it.
Ambi Wambach won a World Cup and 2 gold medals.
You leave Hope Solo out of this.
Good or bad? Because I don't know.
It depends how you want to take this
Well, I
conversation.
know she had some things.
She had some things and some issues and
Abby
some
Wambach.
features.
Uh-huh.
Abby Wambach played it fully into the 2000s.
Yeah.
Abby Wambach might be on that list.
Where's Ninja?
She's not on
Like
that list.
esports? Okay.
Oh,
Like currently?
oh, stop.
No, I
Greatest
don't think she's going to
athletes?
be on that list.
Is Ninja the
And here,
esport
I'm
gamer
going to bring
still
this
around?
up to you, Maddie.
Yeah,
this is why I'm going to ask
he
you
still
this
does
question.
things.
Is he still popular?
So we've
'Cause he
got
broke away
Marta
from
at
everything.
32.
Yeah. Is she not on
Six-time
the list?
FIFA World Player of the Year.
Marta.
Brazil's
Yeah.
top goal scorer of all time. Record World Cup goal scorer. Golden Ball winner at 2007 Women's World Cup. Golden Boot winner at 2007 Women's World Cup. Is Abby Wambach better than that?
No.
That's why I don't think she's on that list.
But you look at this list and you try to look for it. There are no top American soccer players, female-wise.
Yeah,
And
because
like
they were.
there's like Ambi Wambach should be on this list later on. So is this the American bumping her up? That's why like I wouldn't be shocked if she's on there. Because I'm sorry, she could easily fall into the late hundreds if you will. She could or 90s or something in this.
Yeah, let her stay there.
But
The only person that
but the
deserves to be
fact
on
that
that
she's
list is
not-
Hope Solo. And not
I thought
because
we
she's
were talking
and
about
not because
Hope
she was a
Solo.
good goaltender.
Abby Wambach is better. And that's like and the only other thing I would say is there like Who's the best women's basketball player ever? Who are the best women's basketball players ever?
They're all on the list.
Does
They're just
Diana
way down.
Taurasi fall into this?
They're down on the bottom
She's
of the list.
not on this. I don't think she is.
Tamika Catchings is at 34.
I feel like if I have to take someone, I almost want to take Max out of my list and put Abby Wambach in there. Just trying to predict what the U.S. is, what they're going to do and ESPN's going to do.
Because there's going to be that bit of a spin.
Well,
Right? I mean,
if there's any country that loves patriotism, it's the U.S.
This is true, but I think they'll get their patriotism out of the top 10
Yeah, but
because that'll be all Americans.
no. I said, what do we have? We've got for my list: Federer, Lewis, Messi, Bolt.
Not even
Am
American.
I missing anyone? Those four are not American.
McGregor is an American. Okay. With that,
Well,
I'm
so
gonna
is
go.
Floyd.
All right, I got some work to do.
You got Brady, LeBron, Kobe,
Oh, you're off.
Shaq.
Go McGregor.
You want to switch spots? Tell me.
Sure. I was very comfortable over here. Are you just walking away?
He's got work to do. He says,
Things and stuff.
Mr. Busy over here. There we go. As Tommy brought Abby Wambach.
Sorry.
She's not on the list. Don't do it.
I
Don't even think about it.
But
No.
her whole
Let it go.
career is.
I've
In the-
already told you my opinion on
I know.
U.S. soccer, and we'll leave it at that.
Christine Sinclair should be on that list,
Yes,
but
she should.
Abby Wambach, I think, would likely be on this list too,
Yeah.
because of what
No. Just no, Maddie.
I'm going to debate her and Max for the rest of the show. And by the end of the show, I'm going to go with my fun. That's going to solidify my thing.
Where would you put her then?
Should be in the 20 to 25.
Abby Wambach.
Taking Max out. I take Max out.
You think she's better than Marta?
I don't. I'm saying ESPN will say yes. They think she's better.
Fair enough.
We'll reveal 25 athletes every day this week until we reach our number one
What do you
list.
got
So
over there?
when are we getting
Oh,
the next
boy.
few?
No, you didn't.
So I can't wait to
did.
get the list. 'Cause so
Oh,
it
Tom.
says we'll reveal 25 athletes every day this week until we reach our number one athlete of the 21st century. So you're going to reveal like 14 athletes tomorrow or something? 15 tomorrow maybe and 10 on the Friday? Oh, ESPN, how you got us through the day. I will say that. Okay, who's more likely in the top 25 in your eyes? A Max Verstappen or Abby Wambach?
Verstappen.
It's
you
only
kidding
been
me?
like 3 seasons.
I don't care. She's not on the list. She's not even in the. I don't think she's in the top. Is she in the top 10 best players all time?
Yes.
Is she top 5?
Yes, that's where I was coming from with this.
She's not.
That's where I'm coming from
She's
a
not
list here.
top 5. There's multiple female soccer players on that list that would be considered better than her.
This is a list from the list from the Guardian in the UK. They have her 6.
So she's not in the top 5.
No, but
So then she doesn't deserve to be on the list, Matthew. Like, oh my God.
this is a US website from a big soccer reporter down in the States. He has her number 4.
What do you think of this one, Matthew? I don't know if it popped up while I was away.
That's Christine Sinclair 5, by the way, on this list too. So
Christine Sinclair should be on
yeah,
the
I'm just gonna
ESPN,
throw that one there.
but she probably won't be. Kurt on a grader says Ray Lewis killed someone.
What am I supposed to answer to?
Yeah, like-
am I answering why he's on the list or not? That he killed
Should
someone?
that
or-
affect him being on the list?
No, because
he's on
Floyd
the list.
Mayweather should be gone from this list. There's a lot. We're not. What did you say? Like, it's not. We're not talking about the best people.
Yeah, this is not the.
We're talking about athletes
This is not
here.
the moral list. This is
And-
like, what did you do in your field?
And in
Right.
the end, I don't believe Ray Lewis killed anyone. Does he know who killed it, and did he maybe tell the person to do it?
An accomplice to murder?
Likely,
Perhaps.
likely, 100% likely. I don't think he actually pulled the trigger himself.
Right.
That's the way I look.
That's one of those guys has guys.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
So, but the list isn't about good people.
Yeah.
So
Are you calling Wombat on purpose? Because we got a
I'm
text
glad
that-
you picked up
I'm
on that.
dying at Chelsea calling her Wombat, not Womback.
At least some people are paying attention. That's good.
So Michael Schumacher is on the list, Jen. She's on that list. Or he's on that list.
Yeah.
So Max isn't better than Michael Schumacher.
Not yet.
So he can't be ahead of Michael Schumacher on this list.
Did I lose
2000s.
Hamilton on that list?
Nope.
Maybe
Straight
he's
up,
in the
I'm
top
doing
25.
it. Abby Wambach's going on my
Get
list.
outta
Max
here.
is gone.
Wombat?
Remove the wombat.
She's in.
Remove the
Max is
wombat.
out. She's in.
Wow.
I'm solidifying my top 25 that way. That's the thing. There's no way you could tell me Max Verstappen right now is better than, or had a better 2000s than Michael Schumacher right now. You can't. Will he be better? Yes, potentially. You can't. Michael Schumacher had a ridiculous career.
Oh, here's one from Mishi.
Wait, before a 7-time Formula One champion. He won 5 straight titles to start the 2000s. Michael Schumacher's not lower than Max Verstappen. Max is not going on the top 25.
So
Abby Wambach
Not
will.
yet.
Based on the exact argument you just threw out there, Marta is the best
Yes.
female hockey player or female soccer
Yeah.
player of all time.
But you know what the difference is?
And
She's Brazilian.
Wombat isn't.
She's American. Max is not American. Michael Schumacher's not American. So it doesn't matter at that point. But Abby is American.
Is Abby better than Mia?
Also, well, but when did they play? This is about the 2000s.
There was a crossover there, I
There
believe.
was
how
a
long?
crossover.
It was like a passing of the
Mia
torch.
Hamm is on this list.
Marta played fully in the 2010s, straight up. So she should be higher. Who was the other one? Mia Hamm.
Mia Hamm.
I don't
and then
think
there's
played,
another one.
I don't think Mia Hamm played in the 2000s much. She finished her career in 2004. Yeah, we went.
Alexis,
And it wasn't Mia Hamm. Mia Hamm was on the list, but she was much lower.
Yeah.
but that's what we
Mia
got.
Hamm's
She's
at
on there.
64.
Yeah.
Right.
So no, I will tell you, the Americans will put Abby ahead of Marta on
And
this
Alexis
list.
Patalis.
I have
don't
never
know.
heard
She's
of her.
56 on this list.
Exactly. But we know who Abby Wambach is.
Right.
8-time
So
Liga
she's
F
going
champion, 8-time Copa de la Reina winner, 3-time Champions League winner, Champions League Player of the Season winner, World Cup winner, 2-time Ballon d'Or winner, 2-time the best FIFA Women's Player winner. Yeah. No, the Wombat ain't going nowhere.
She is the highest all-time goal scorer for the national team for the U.S., which is going to be big for them. Second in international goals for both female and males, behind Canada's Christine Sinclair, which, again, this is just making more of an argument for Christine Sinclair.
Yes.
But she was the 2012 FIFA World Player of the Year, becoming the first American to win it. In 2015, was named as one of the most influential people of Time magazine. Okay,
Really?
whatever, I guess.
Oh, wait, you sold me there.
No, that one doesn't matter. Honors, what did she win in her time? Does this not? It's not giving me a proper way. She's won the World Cup. She's won Olympics. She's going there straight up. She's going to be on that list.
Atana Bomati. She's on list at 49.
Exactly.
5-time Liga F champion, 6-time
is
Copa de la
Sinclair
Reina
not on
winner,
there?
6-time Champions League
Because
winner,
it's America,
2-time Champions
which
League
is why
final MVP.
Wambach's going to be in the top
No.
25.
Did you just call her Wombat?
Wambach.
I almost thought I had him.
Almost. Okay.
She's going to be there.
Mishi texts in and says, boys, do you think strong men like Brian Shaw or Eddie Hall or Thor the Mountain being snubbed on this list is ridiculous? I don't think so. Just because strongmen competition isn't viewed this. It's like X Games. It's not really looked at the same way as.
Shawn White's on the list.
Yeah, but
Don't
you
know.
could say he's an Olympian.
Yeah, but then that's where it's going to come from.
Right.
Is more of the Olympians there.
And as soon as you get that Olympics hook, you're in. I'm assuming some of these strongmen competed in like weightlifting or something like that. But
Barry Bonds is on the list to Caster.
Oh,
what are you laughing
Big
at?
Maple. That's what I'm laughing at.
Which one?
We'll say.
Big Maple
You can't
said,
just laugh and then not
is
say which one
Tommy
you laugh at.
Googling Arby's? Red card, Big Maple.
How did Big Maple know?
Because he knows. Big Maple, that's a red card, man.
That's a red card.
You can't do that.
Yeah. You fouled out.
Maddie,
Sorry, Maddie.
No, I'm still thinking about my list, and I'm actually like,
man.
no,
If you
I'm
know,
pretty
you know.
solid
If
on
you
my
know,
list.
you know.
I'm pretty happy with
Yes.
the list I have.
Yes,
Of
I am.
what I'm predicting what Sports or ESPN's going to do.
Okay.
I feel confident. I said 22 of 25. I'm upping it to 23 of 25.
All right.
Okay.
I might even up it by the end of the show, saying I'm going to get it dead on.
Do you think
100 for
you're-
100.
Okay.
I'm going to get 100 for 100, or be 10 for 10.
Okay.
Well, 25 for 25, I guess, if I want to be fully accurate. Well, Ledecky and Biles are on this list straight up because they put it in the article.
100%.
It means they're on this list.
Yeah.
So those two are an easy ones, and then the rest that I've done, perfect. I'm going 25 of 25. I'll just say that of my top 10, I'm probably gonna go 9 for 10. Phelps is the one that's a question.
Phelps is on it.
Well,
He's a
Phelps
top-
is the one that
he's
I'm
a
just
top
like,
tenner.
but I don't know who I take out of my top 10 then of that list.
I don't know. Pick somebody.
I can't. I'm not taking out Tom Brady. I'm not taking out Serena. Federer would be the guy closest, maybe, of me taking him out. But I think there's a tennis player in the top 10. Maybe Usain Bolt falls out. If anything, actually, I could see Usain Bolt falling out. Michael Phelps going into the top 10 strictly because America. This is why I have Adam in there too. It's that American bias. It's coming. They don't care what Edmonton Sports Talk's talking about. They care about what the Americans are going to be
that's
talking about
fine.
here.
I get it.
Hurricanes placed Evgeny Kuznetsov on conditional waivers for contract termination by mutual agreement, by the way.
Belsey.
Good riddance.
Is that him just being a problem child basically again? And they don't want to deal with whatever's
Probably.
coming down the pike with
probably.
him. Yeah.
Just see it, man. Enjoy.
No more of your BS.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Make your 15 million.
And go away.
Yeah. Enjoy.
I'm making my note. 25 to 25 ESPN.
Okay.
So what even I'm going to title it.
I'm looking forward to this, Maddie.
We'll see how well I do.
Also,
We'll see how
in
well
the
I do.
time that we've been talking about Arby's, I mean the top 100, Leon Draisaitl put out a post
Oh.
thanking Oil Country for the. I'll just read it.
Thanking.
No, not like that.
Thanking.
There's a thank you. It says, "A bitter end to a tremendous season. I am confident the growth of our group experienced will propel us to the top. Thank you, Oil Country, for your unwavering support all season long.
Uh-oh.
The growth of our group experience will propel us to the top," he says.
He back.
For a year.
He back.
I don't know. I'm just mixing it up.
If you're Leon, how do you drop a contract extension?
I'm
Have
back.
fun with it. I say you don't let an
I
LA
think you-
Friedman, you
I
don't let
think
a
you do it
reporter break it
super
up.
subtly.
I don't think you let the Oilers. I would want to have a post.
I would just do it on a story.
It's just signing a contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, just put it in a story and see if people catch on.
And no caption or anything.
Nothing,
Just
just
signing the contract.
Done. Yeah.
People will be like, he's back. He is back. He is
And you don't
back.
even let anybody else leak it.
Or well, I would want to do it myself. I
Yeah.
wouldn't want somebody else to. Or you just write. The only caption you write is like the terms, like maybe not money, but like 8 years, and people will know.
No, you don't even say that. You just say back.
Oh, I like that one. Or staying.
Yeah.
That's all you do.
He stay.
Boom. Or you know how you get Celeste to do it on her story.
Ooh, that would be nice.
So then it's not even his, but she gets it where he's signing the contract
Yep.
and goes staying.
And people be like, did Leon's
Boom.
fiance
Things blow
just
up.
break the news?
Great. Be unbelievable.
How
That's
weird
it
was it seeing Steven Stamkos in a Nashville Predators
So weird.
uniform?
I think I went. That looks right. To me, it looks like
looks
I don't know
good?
if it fits him. I don't know.
Looks good. They had him in the full gear. I thought
Had
it
him in
looked
the
pretty
full-
sharp.
It looked sharp,
Yeah,
but it's still weird.
yeah. Like, where is it? Right here.
Why is there so much talk of Arby's right now?
I really just want this list to not fully come out. I just want to see how right I am. This is the EST. I was going to say ESPN. The
Don't you
EST
dare.
Hangout presented by Two. It's Hard Ice Tea live on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Tune in, iHeartRadio, as well as those watching on YouTube. Tom Gazzola, Shawn Belle, Matt Iwanyk with you here. Reminder: Lock Shop coming up in about 30 minutes time, and then it is the Oil Stream. Tommy and Dusty at noon. If Conor McGregor's in the top 5. Dusty did tell Zachticum he'll give him $100.
Oh.
And it was just like Zach doesn't owe him anything. He's like, I'm that confident. McGregor's in the top 5. I'll just give you $100, Zach.
That's
So,
beautiful.
That is.
Summer bonus.
It's not going to happen.
It's not.
Abby Wambach
It's
is a better
cute. It's
chance.
cute though.
It is cute.
It is cute that he loves him so much.
Yeah.
Let's get to Road Warriors, which is brought to you by AccuSteel. Heavy haul trailers, custom manufacturing of heavy haul trailers for mining, oil and gas equipment, and highway transportation. Full repair service and retrofit department. Engineered frame repairs, trusted by the leaders in the heavy transport industry. Get on the road with peace of mind for your larger loads. AccuSteel.ca. There's nothing going on in the sporting world. There's nothing to look at who's on the road tonight. So we're going to jump ahead to next Wednesday.
No, there is something.
What?
The Four Nations, whatever, they released their top 6 last week.
Four Nations face-off?
Yes. The top 6
What do
of
we
each
make
country.
of this thing, though?
I make of it, it gives us a chance to see Connor McDavid and Sidney Crosby play together for the
And
first
Nathan
time, and
McKinnon.
that's all I want.
And Nate McKinnon.
To me, it's Lemieux, Gretzky, it's Crosby, McDavid. I need to see them play together at least once.
Fair.
I expect that they'll be there for the Olympics in 2 years, in 26 as well, which will be the real tournament to get excited
Do you
for.
load up that one line?
I think you have to do it once.
Oh, I'd love to see that.
You want to if I'm
my
John
God.
Cooper,
Crosby on the wing.
McDavid on the wing.
Oh my goodness.
Crosby at center. Because when Draisaitl and McDavid are together, he lets Draisaitl take a lot of the faceoffs.
I know. And
So that's why I'm saying McDavid on the wing, Crosby in the middle, McKinnon on the right.
with Makar on the blue line.
Yeah.
decent.
Here's what I'll do if I'm John Cooper.
Oh my God.
I handle the Four Nations more like fantasy. What do people
100%.
want to see? Let's have some fun. Let's entertain.
John Cooper would do that too.
26 is about winning gold, and you
Right.
build the best lineup, and you have. I would probably have McDavid and Crosby separated.
Yeah.
I'd
You do,
probably
for
build
sure,
out that
yeah.
lineup because I'm now it's about getting this gold.
That's like Sochi, where they suck the life out of every team.
But
they
I don't
face.
think John Cooper will try to suck the life. I don't think he's Mike Babcock, where
Yeah.
he'll try to still have fun with it, or like play entertaining hockey.
Right.
But okay, he's going to do what's best for winning.
Yes.
Whereas this Four Nations, have fun, entertain,
Yeah.
give us the fantasies that we wanted.
If Canada loses at the Four Nations face-off, I don't give two iotas. If we have fun watching those guys,
I disagree with one
I
thing.
don't
Yeah.
care.
Do not lose to the Americans.
I don't
Yeah.
care.
That's the only time. I don't. You can lose to the Finns. You can lose to the Swedes. Do not lose to the Americans.
Which
if
it'll-
you take it on the
it'll
Americans,
probably
'cause
be a
screw
final.
America.
It's
Screw
probably
America,
a final,
so
though.
bitter.
Yeah, I don't. That's the rivalry between us.
So
I don't. When it comes to,
it's a glorified All-Star
doesn't
game.
matter. I'm rivalries all the time. If it's a rivalry game, I want to always win. I want them to suffer. I also don't want to give them.
True.
I also don't want to give them any little advantage going into 26
How is that given if we're playing for fun?
because
You just want to stomp them. It's
Yes.
it's
I'm
psychology
not saying
at
I
that
don't
point.
want Canada to stomp the U.S. in the Four Nations face-off. I'm saying if they lose to the U.S., I'll be like,
I don't need the
We'll see you at the
Americans. I don't need
Olympics.
Pat McAfee going, we're better than Canada in hockey. Screw
well,
you.
let him have his fun.
Screw you.
And talk about hockey and build it up in the U.S. And
I
then-
don't want that.
and
I want
then
Canada to beat the Americans.
It
'cause
leads
screw-
into 26, and then when it really matters,
beat them
Canada
again.
shoves it down their throat, and Pat McAfee is licking his wounds on his shoulder.
No.
Going, told ya.
or you
No.
do it both times.
No,
you
you
beat
gotta-
them
Well,
down
both times
both
would be
times.
great.
You got
Okay,
to smack
stomp
them
'em.
around both times, and you got to pat them on the head like they're the little brother.
You guys
That's
are
adorable.
close. You guys are close.
You guys are adorable.
Everyone
try.
thinks that the Americans are the favorite and all of that. Oh,
They're
this
very,
look-
very good.
They are. Do they have Crosby? Do they have
No.
McDavid? Do
No.
they have McKinnon? Do they have Makar?
Nope.
Who are you adding to a power play? Who's the
Doesn't-
fifth member of that power
Doesn't
play?
even matter.
That's
Just
the
have
thing.
4.
Who's the
guy that
biggest
can
guy
play
that could go in
Just
front
have
of the net?
4.
The Oilers,
Hyman's probably the guy that you put in front of that.
Team Canada will
But
go on a
you've
power
got-
play, but still go 4-on-4 because it's just that they're that
we
ridiculous.
decline.
No, we'll send some in the box too. Yeah, we want this.
Oh, man, that would be unreal.
But okay,
I'm
so we
trying
have
to find this.
Yeah, the rosters.
I'm trying to find the.
Because there's projected rosters. They have the first 6 players unveiled for
Yeah,
Four
so
Nations.
they've released the first 6.
Yeah, for Canada, it's Sidney Crosby, it's Nathan McKinnon, it's Cale Makar, it's Brad Marchand, it's Connor McDavid, it's Braden Point.
Yeah.
You surprised Braden Point's that early?
No.
No.
Selected that early, like as a top 6?
I think he's a Canadian player that we have underrated
Okay.
100%.
because he was stuck behind so many great players in Tampa when really he was one of the key pieces.
Is Connor Bedard on that list?
I think
No, he's not on this first.
No, in terms of the roster.
Oh, he should
you
be there.
instantly put him on?
Yes.
Yes.
He'd be like, I'm slotting him probably in the 4th line in that lower range, potentially.
Yeah,
Again,
so you-
Four Nations is also, this is a little bit, this is the Copa America to the World Cup.
sure.
This
Okay,
is Canada
fine.
preparing for 2026 Olympics. Bring a Connor Bedard to see what he can do.
I'm not sure I like Sweden's team.
Okay, so you want to go
Here's
through
their
Sweden?
top 6.
Yep.
Hedman, Carlson, Forsling, Forsberg, Zibanejad, Nylander.
It's pretty good.
It's good.
Is it as good as some others? No.
Finland is Saros, Heiskanen, Lindell, Aho, Barkov, and Rantanen.
That's really good.
I like that better than Sweden.
I would agree.
The U.S., Fox, Hughes, McAvoy, Eichel, Matthews, Kachuk.
This is pretty damn good.
And their goaltender, whenever they announce a goaltender, they're going to have quite a few good goaltenders to choose from.
Do. Thank you, Dean Millard, who says Olympic redemption is the best story. Let the U.S. win the made-up event. Thank you, Dean.
Just win both. And I
Well,
never,
winning both-
I
yeah,
don't
okay,
ever
but
want to
like-
lose to the Americans.
I
it's
understand.
it's one of those. It's like,
don't
do you
wanna
ever want to
lose
lose to
ever.
the Calgary Flames?
I don't want to ever lose.
No.
So no.
But also, when it's a rivalry, I want them to suffer. I want them to be miserable.
Yep.
And I don't ever want to lose to my rival ever,
Yeah.
ever. I don't care what tournament it is. I don't care what game it is. I don't care if it's an exhibition. I want to always beat my rival. So,
He's a killer.
It ain't worth winning if you don't win big.
And I honestly don't even care about the Team Canada goal. I keep calling them Oilers. Goaltending for Canada. I really don't. They're too good, I think, everywhere else.
Well, the options aren't particularly sexy.
They're
for
not,
most
but they're
people.
not bad.
No, they're good
They're
goalies.
not.
But
The other teams are all going to have better goalies than Canada. Canada easily will have the fourth
But do
best
you
goalie.
need to have a really
No.
like a game
No.
breaker? I don't think you do
No.
either.
how many big saves did Carey Price make in 2014?
Latvia, he made, I think, maybe a few.
But Latvia, that was a
That
surprising
was the closest game that
yeah.
they had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They played such a great defensive game. And
I
honestly,
wonder if it was because they were all drunk.
all you have to do,
What would you know?
like,
I wouldn't know a word. Not a thing.
even if
Not like your
Canada's,
friends weren't on that team.
Huh.
like we talked about, like how Canada, if you're down a goal, let's say, who are you throwing over those boards? You know, again,
Anybody.
it's the McDavid,
Please
Crosby, McKinnon, Makar, and again, who else do you want to throw out there? And then who's your sixth person? And like, you're telling me Canada's not finding a goal?
They'll find a goal.
Oh, they're going to find a goal.
That's if you're down one, they're finding that goal.
There's
You're
a
not
goal to be
stopping
found.
that. There's like we saw the Oilers power play being insane. Wait till Canada's up on the man advantage,
Oh my god.
right?
Yeah.
Look out.
It's ridiculous. So
I like it.
Get me Crosby and McDavid together.
I still
I
like
just want to see it. Like just
Yes, at least once in my life.
load up the one big line.
Yeah.
And call it a day.
I like Pietrangelo on that team on the back end still.
Yeah.
And you need some
I think
vets.
Noah Dobson's going to be there.
You think Dobbs? Okay.
Think
Some people had power projected on there. Is he there
I
yet?
don't know if he's quite there.
Would you like the projected rosters from NHL.com?
Yeah.
Sure.
Forwards: Barzal, Bedard, Crosby, Hyman, Lafreniere, McKinnon, Marchand, Marner, McDavid, Point, Reinhart, Stamkos, Robert Thomas from the St. Louis Blues.
Yeah, it's a pretty good lineup.
Defensively: Bouchard, Dobson, Doughty, Makar, Morrissey, Power, Taves.
I'd take Pietrangelo over Doughty like that.
I don't know. Doughty's still pretty good. But so is Pietrangelo.
yeah,
So
I know.
I it's
Bennington,
a
Hill,
wash for me.
Bennington, Hill, Skinner as goalies. I don't think we're going to get any surprise. Although at this moment, I think Skinner's the favorite in my mind to
Yeah.
take over as the starter.
People like Aiden Hill still, but he had injuries last year.
He played well when he came in the playoffs and a little bit in relief, like in the last few games. Bennington's World Hockey Championships, I think,
He was
drops
terrible.
him.
He was
I think
terrible.
that drops him right off the bat.
You want to talk about guys drinking? I feel like they were probably having a little too much fun in
The
Prague
World Championships, 100%.
because they were bad.
It's the starting goalie will ultimately really come down to who plays the best between October through to
Yeah.
January type thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the team so there's no Alex Pietrangelo, but that'd be it.
I really like Pietrangelo from his early days in St. Louis. You watch the evolution. Vegas picking him up, him just being a beat. I think he's an excellent. I know people hate him here because of what he did to Draisaitl, but I think he's one of the best defensemen in the league still.
Okay,
you
but-
need him or Doughty. You need at least one true veteran.
Yeah.
For that core.
To me, like hating Pietrangelo for what he did to Draisaitl, like you got to kind of move on.
Well, if you got to separate it.
That used to be commonplace. I remember coaches legitimately saying, if a guy's on a breakaway and you're about to catch him, you come down across his wrist as hard as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Like guys were taking axe chops. And so I look at that Pietrangelo one, like he didn't really catch him. So why are we still mad? Let it
Because
go.
this is the nature of the
we have
market.
seen in Edmonton way more dirty things than that.
I would say the Mikey Anderson slew foot was dirtier than the slash.
100%.
Yeah.
It was way more dangerous too.
You're right.
That horse collar play, like that's one of the most dangerous things you can possibly do. So to me, like, if you want to be mad at somebody, be mad at Mike Anderson. Like, there should be, well,
That was dirty.
there should be some booze towards that guy.
Yeah.
But Pietrangelo, like, come on, like,
I think he's a
it
tremendous.
is what it is.
He's a tremendous NHL defenseman that I think should be ahead of Drew Doughty on that list.
Yeah, and it's not like you see Kane do stuff to people. Like Kane
yeah,
cross checks
that's
guys in the hips at the last second, 3 feet from the wall all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes they go head first, and like we sit there and be like, oh, okay, that's fine. Well, that's just as dirty, if not more, than what Pietrangelo did to Draisaitl.
Yeah, it is. It is. No joke.
So to me, like, let Pietrangelo go. It's all good.
Okay.
Oh, Jasmine's telling me Big Brother starts today. Nasty's joined the hype to occupy us during a slow sports season. I thought it was Thursday. Fantastic.
you
It's
go.
also my brother's birthday. Happy birthday, Mike. He's probably not
Happy
watching.
birthday, Mike.
He's probably not watching.
Well,
But it's Big Brother
that
today.
counts.
It's Big Brother. Actually, I
He's
don't
your
even-
big brother.
Yeah, well, actually, I remember when we had him on the Hangout at Century Casino. I remember I was getting a bunch of text messages, and people told like my family all after. It's like, oh, that was such a great episode. And it's like they were all so excited. My brother was on the show, and they like a bunch of them watched for the first time. And
Yeah.
it's like, thanks. I'm on the show every day,
that
but thanks for tuning in because Mike's on.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, we tuned in because your brother was on. Oh, okay, well,
Yeah.
awesome, I guess. Good to have him on. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate the love and support.
Happy birthday, Mike.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
Can't wait for your next appearance.
I took him to second in his work pool for Copa Euro.
Sweet.
Just missed out on the first spot. Very disappointed by
Good
that.
work, though.
Next Wednesday is the movie prop draft. How are you feeling about that draft?
I'm very
'Cause it's
excited.
20
This
rounds?
is so many possibilities in the movie prop
What are you
draft.
considering in the
Obviously-
at 20?
Obviously, Ghostbusters. I don't know at 20, but like obviously Ghostbusters is right up there. And if Eric breaks my heart and stacks the Ghostbusters, I'm gonna be very upset with him. And that's evil what he's thinking. Then I'm gonna take whatever his favorite films are, and I'm gonna take those props and I'm gonna use them.
Do you know what his favorite films are?
No, I'm gonna have to learn more about Eric.
Okay, I've got a
go for
list
a
of the
walk with
top
him.
10.
Yeah, I'd learn a lot.
Here's a top 10 list of movie props that I found. The lightsaber, number 1.
That's a good one.
Hannibal's mask from The Silence of the Lambs.
See, I don't know about that one.
You got the Talk Boy from Home Alone 2.
That's up there.
That's really high, I would though.
I'm Kevin McAllister's
Hellraiser, The Lament
father.
Configuration.
Chewbacca.
What about
Is
the
that a prop?
DeLorean?
The
or
DeLorean is number 5.
Yeah.
Number 6 is the fedora from Indiana Jones franchise.
I thought the whip would be ahead of the fedora.
The rubber slippers from Wizard of Oz.
You don't think the Chewbacca mask would be on there? That thing's got to
the
be
man-
way up there.
Annabelle. Is
Yeah,
that a prop?
That's a costume.
Well, whatever. It's prop, costume, prop, same thing.
Well, that's up for the
No,
commissioner
because
to decide.
that's for the commissioner. I know.
Yeah, that's.
Mr. Nuance.
I'm not
over
here. I'm not
there.
picking. I'm not.
Yeah.
Annabelle is the Conjuring universe. We've got the red balloon from It. I don't like this list at all.
It's not good.
No, the flying bike from E.T.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
The Great Bambino's baseball from The Sandlot.
No.
Wilson from Castaway. That's actually a pretty good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I don't like this list. I'm leaving this
Coffee and
list.
cigarettes,
I
Tom.
am leaving that list completely. You guys think you could go 20 rounds?
I think we could.
It's a lot of props.
That
a lot of
is, as
props.
I'm looking like
That's 80 props.
a lot of props that also have the recognition right off the bat.
Yeah.
Like, how's the commish posting this on? Is it?
She's gonna be busy.
Was it the prop with the movie?
Ooh.
Is it just the prop?
It's a commissioner conundrum.
Does TV shows count?
No,
Is it
it's just
strict
movies,
Strict
as far as
movies.
I understand.
TV
That's a lot.
I feel like that's a weak list at a certain point. It's gonna have a drop off.
100%. Off a cliff.
Oh, you guys also have to figure out categories.
Yes.
How do you do categories?
I don't know. Dusty comes up with them.
I say just keep it open.
That's the Wild Wild West. If we could get some Tombstone references in
That's
there,
what
that'd be
this
great.
is.
Boom.
It's the Wild
I don't
Wild
know.
West.
It's how do you categorize it? Unless you're going into genres, you have to take one sci-fi. You got to take one drama. You got to take one comedy prop. You got to take one. You break it down to a couple
Yeah.
genres, and then
What
open.
about Forrest Gump's box of chocolates? Hey?
That actually would go up there.
Don't give this all away, Tommy.
I'm
But
not,
now
I'm
how
just
does it,
throwing
like-
it out there?
I'm sure. Like, how does it get written out into the thing? Is it have to be Forrest Gump's box of
Has to
chocolate, or is
be.
like, is it as you
Can't be
draft
a
it? Is it
box
what
of
you say
chocolates.
as you draft it goes in, or like this one could be?
You have to have the movie connected to the prop, obviously.
Wow, this is gonna-
for
this is gonna
some
be a
it's
lot of work for the
automatic, for
commish.
others it's not, because I think, especially with the amount of media we consume generally on average, you need to have that correlation. Oh yeah, jog people's memory kind of thing. Dust it off a little bit. You know what I mean?
Oh man, I'm gonna help you with this. I got some good ones.
Yeah.
Oh
You're
yeah.
gonna say them now?
Nope.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I respect that.
I will take your help.
The One Ring
Oh,
from Lord of the Rings.
I got a couple
Or
good
like
ones
that.
for you.
The Ring from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Are they
That's a
supposed to
strong
be? Can they be like? If you're looking at these props, you want just recognition from movies past, right?
Well, it depends on what you're trying to, how you're trying to win this. Are you trying to
Best
take the
prop,
Are you, best
like-
prop? Okay, but is that to you best prop, or is it the draft? If you're going to want to win this draft, you're going to have to try to take the ones that I think have best recognition.
That's my point.
Yeah.
That's going to be
Yeah.
the way you have to go about this if you want to win
Yeah.
this draft.
Yeah.
I'm coming in.
Okay, let's
Yeah,
go.
I'm helping you.
I got
So,
my
like, I-
teammate. It's my teammate. It's my quarterback.
Well, you need a good scouting system. You need a scouting
Yeah.
department here.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
He's the best.
That's what you've got to have.
He's the best.
And you're the two-time champ coming into this.
I am. I forgot about that, but now I remember.
You're going for the three-peat.
I'm going for the three-peat.
Ever since the relegation rule was put in, you've just won.
Talk about a shockwave to the system.
Mm-hmm.
I was ready to go after that one.
I like this.
Yeah, me too.
It's gonna be good.
Just trying to think what
My
else.
quarterback.
The recall from earlier. The recall from earlier.
It all
I'll give you
ties
that.
in.
Yeah, so that's next Wednesday.
Should be fun.
I guess
That's gonna be fun.
20 just seems like a lot.
I know, but there are. I mean,
I think you guys are over evaluating
like
some of these picks. I think once you guys get
No,
to like
not if
round
you do a deep
Thor's
dive.
hammer,
I know, but it's not going
right?
to be
Like stuff like that.
See, but I think that's the easy stuff. Like I think
Captain
you
America's
gotta go
shield.
way deeper.
no, but
into this.
that's what's going to win.
That will, but there's some
That's what
there's
wins.
ones from the past
Yeah.
that are really good.
That people
but
are
if you're going
forgetting.
for,
But are the
if you're
past what
going
matters?
but if you're going for like, oh man, I remember that, that's what you got to get to. Because who's going to vote on who's winning it?
The people.
The viewers,
that's my-
our
that's my
audience.
point.
It goes to Twitter.
So yeah.
Also, I think
All right,
Dusty
yeah.
finished last in the last two
Yeah,
drafts.
he did, deservedly so.
So he's got to
What did he try stacking?
I
He
forgot.
tried stacking something, and it totally blew up in his face. I can't remember what it
Oh,
was.
I think maybe no, that wasn't that draft. I don't think.
He went all in on something.
Well,
and
there
it
was the Christmas Vacation movies or the
That's
National
what it
Lampoons,
was,
and
yeah,
he went
he-
and it didn't because it worked once.
Yeah.
but it didn't work the last
No,
time. I think
exactly, and rightly so because the right person won.
Tommy.
Thank you. Defend back-to-back world champion.
Next Wednesday, movie prop draft. I
Let's
get a
go.
nice, relaxing Wednesday. It's wonderful.
Good.
Um,
Han Shorkoff, Dale Dobak's signed Randy Jackson sword. That is a great one.
Yeah.
Dale Dobak.
I want to
You got to go with the drums from that
Another
same
drum
movie where he puts his
kit.
nuts on it.
Yes. Did you touch my drum set? No. Why are you sweating?
Want to throw this out there for my friends at Strathcona Spirits Distillery. They're having a neighborhood barbecue on Friday, 2 to 5. Games, cocktails, hot dogs. 10122 81st Ave, so just off White Ave.
Glizzy's.
Schmitty saying, "Hey guys, come for a pork Michelin cocktail
Yes.
Friday, sampling some birdie booze." So just throwing that out there.
Glizzy's and
I
birdie
won't be
booze?
able to get out there. As at 4 o'clock, I'll be at Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, where every day is game day. As we'll have the Green and Gold kickoff show. Myself and Jay Milnes have to go set up, be prepared. But barbecue at Strathcona Spirit, and then you could also then come to Century after, and for the post game show with Jay and myself, and watch the Edmonton Elks take on the Ottawa Red Blacks as they look for their first win of the season.
Can you bring all the road gear back to our condo building because Belsey and I are on location for the final Hello Hockey of the season?
Sure.
Thank you.
Well, it always comes back to me there, but so you better be awake.
I'm just. It's a reminder for myself. Will I be awake?
I don't know.
We'll see.
Or it better be around. Well, we'll make it work.
We'll make it
I'll find a
work.
way to make it work.
Oh, baby.
There's a couple of options for
Yeah.
that. So,
Yeah.
so that's something you can do on Friday.
This has been a very fun show considering there's no real sporting events.
Let's take a look at ESPN. What do I have here? Nothing in baseball, nothing in golf.
Just the West Coast League
MLB.
All-Star games.
There's
There
the
is
home
some
run derby.
WNBA games today.
That's over. The
Yeah.
game was last night.
I know.
You
How
got
did it go?
Dream
I didn't
and
even watch
Lynx
it.
taking on,
AL
and the
won
Fever
again.
and the Wings in the WNBA and the Summer League. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games in the Summer League.
I can't get into the Summer League.
No, why would like it's,
I can't get
it's
into
not-
it.
It's Stingers time. That's it. There's a bunch of MLS games if you want to watch that soccer.
pass.
Actually, they've got a full slate of games. They're smart. Actually,
That
here's
is
the thing.
smart of them,
Why isn't
yeah.
the CFL playing today?
It should.
Actually, I won't
Dusty
even say
described
today.
it.
Won't even say that. Why aren't they playing tomorrow?
Yeah, Dusty said it right. Like, you catch a team on a bye that comes off the bye week and a team that played last Thursday, give them the full week to prep
Yes.
and rest. Away we go.
We don't have a game on Thursday this week.
That's weird because we have the stack on Friday.
Doubleheader
right? Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then we go back, I think, for the rest of the summer up until after Labor Day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
I think there's only 1 or 2 weekends where we don't have the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I like the Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
do
Sunday.
I,
I like
actually.
the one game a week or a day. But I'm sorry, like, there's nothing on sports today, really. And
Like,
tomorrow especially, there's still nothing. The Open Championship gets underway, but that's done.
right. And the
That's
time
in the morning,
difference
right?
sucks, yeah.
So why aren't you playing in those days?
Right.
Yeah, great question.
Hungarian GP,
Is that this weekend?
I believe so, yeah. I saw Haas is sticking with Ferrari engines until 2028.
Oh, nice.
And Max Verstappen won't be in the top 25 of the ESPN list.
Right.
But the Wombat will.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
there she is.
There we go.
I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying it's what it should be. I am
it's a
predicting
thing.
how ESPN is going to predict or unveil this,
no,
and
that's-
I'm right.
that's all good, man. It's
I
all
am
good.
right. As I said, I'm going 25 to 25.
You do you, brother.
I'm getting all 25 right.
Joel says, the word glizzies makes me want to throw up.
Well,
It's another term for hot dogs, just
yeah.
like pork missile, which Schmitty
Oh,
just
boy.
used from Strathcona Spirits. Tube steak.
wiener,
steak, I never heard that one.
wiener,
Tube steak?
I've never heard
wiener
tube
like
steak.
Jay Milne likes.
Yeah. Rick, today in his rankings of power, was talking about a way to do hot dogs where he slices them up, slathers and sprinkles them with barbecue sauce and seasoning, and then cooks them into burnt ends, basically. Burnt ends are phenomenal, but you have to get like the legitimate ones.
You got to go to
Not
a barbecue house, or
Yeah.
many distilleries have barbecues going or something.
Well, they
You can
have
do
the
that.
smokers.
So that's where you go.
There's a spot in St. Albert, I believe Thirsty Rooster. They have the monster smoker in the parking lot. Succulent meats.
Breweries have great
Yeah.
eating places usually.
Yeah.
Where do you guys come up with Dusty's thoughts that the barbecue or the campfire hot dog and marshmallow is trash?
Has to be done right.
It's not trash.
It's pretty good.
It's really good.
Has to be done right. Because if you get like you char it, I think that's overdone. But you give it just that little kiss of the flame.
Is it all just the hot dog, or is part of it just where you are? You're by a campfire. You're with a bunch of family or friends.
No.
It's camping, and the setting.
It adds to the experience for sure.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No.
I think that's what helps
But
make it better.
yeah, exactly. I agree with you. So no, Dusty,
yeah.
it's not trash.
No, and it tastes good. Oh, and this to me is such a simple enhancement, but cheese on the dog. Cheese on the dog.
You got ripped for the pizza.
Yeah, the cheese on the pizza.
And I thought that was actually brilliant.
The nacho cheese?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thought that was a great addition to it.
And
You
it was
dip pizza in other things. Like, why can't you dip it into nacho cheese sauce?
It was a Pete from the head of NHL.com during the Cup final. I put the nacho cheese to dip my pizza 73.
I had no issues with it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know why you're getting ripped.
Because someone
And
pointed out in the U.S. dipping sauces for pizza. You know how we're very accustomed to it here. They don't do that apparently. That's not
Okay.
normal. And so there are a lot of people
generally
like,
don't
that's
dip.
disgusting. But then there's a lot of
Depends
people were
what
like,
pizza.
great move. It was just pepperoni pizza 73 that we got in the
Yeah,
press
so
box.
you
I think
have
it's-
to do that
You
then.
gotta enhance
I
it.
think it's just I
That thing's like cardboard, so you gotta
Essential.
I
just
like
soften
pizza
it up.
73. Actually, I just like pizza in general.
I love
There's
pizza.
no pizza I won't eat.
Pizza 73 at,
You could
at,
throw
at,
whatever in front of me and
Rogers
I'll
is
eat it.
actually fairly good. Pizza 73, if you order it every other day, is not good.
Tell you what's good all the time: Big Mama's, Big Papa's pizza.
Nice.
BPs.
I had that realization one day when I decided to order a Pizza 73. It's a few years back. And I was like, man, this really tastes garbage.
You haven't
'Cause,
tried them
Man,
since?
when I'm drunk, it's delicious.
It is delicious when you're drunk.
But,
but
I'll eat a hot and ready from Little Caesars. I have no problem with that. I'll crush it entire hot and ready.
those are very
Yeah,
convenient. Are they still $5?
those are good.
$7 now, maybe.
Do you smash a crazy bread too with it?
No.
No.
Because I know I'm going to crush the whole pizza. Like, I'm not going to have self-control.
Yeah.
And stop at like 4 slices
It's
or 3
really
slices.
it's a medium
So
pizza.
I know, but I'm eating it all, so I don't need the crazy bread. Because I'll eat the entire crazy bread too. And that's
a lot
just
of bread.
not smart.
It's a lot of bread.
It's funny because crazy bread is so delicious, but if you actually think about what it actually is, it's whatever.
It's not nutritious.
No.
That's like getting garlic fingers too. They're tasty, but at the same time, you're like, oh my God, what am I putting in my body right now?
Deliciousness.
Yeah.
I know. It's just bread
I could eat just bread.
slathered in cheese.
I just last week I grabbed one of the pieces
Seasoning.
of breads that we got from the Italian Center and ate it just as is.
Just smash them.
Just smash some bread.
The torpedo bun?
Just
Just a loaf of bread.
But
Just
those are, I mean,
I could just eat bread.
fresh, they're delicious.
You could just give me any bread. I'll eat it.
Yeah.
I don't need to dip it in anything. I could just eat bread in itself. Especially a sourdough, a good sourdough.
like you're not even gonna put like butter
I don't
on it
have
or
to.
anything.
I don't have to. I
You
could just eat bread.
smash the
I
piece
could
of bread.
just smash a piece of bread.
Brother,
loaf of
we
bread
got
or
we got some talking.
I could put things on it. It makes it better, but
Are
I
you
could
okay?
easily
Are you
just rip
okay?
it and eat it. It's
Are
delicious.
you okay?
It's amazing.
Who hurt you?
No one. Well, many. I would say other people hurt me, but there's a lot wrong with
I love
me.
that. Who hurt you?
Who hurt you, man?
What's wrong with
bread is
How
delicious.
do we fix
bread
this?
is delicious,
You
but
don't
I feel
need
like
to
there
enhance.
needs to be like a little bit
you
of a
don't
dip.
have to enhance it to enjoy bread. Now, can you enhance it and it makes it better? 100%.
come on.
100%. But I'm lazy. I'll just rip a piece of bread and eat it.
You're not going to dip it in some oil and vinegar?
Don't have to.
Come on.
You could, but
Buy
again, I'm
some.
lazy. That's a little extra.
You need a
Here,
good
I don't
sandwich.
have. I don't have oil and vinegar here to
Bring
just
some
get that
in.
bread.
Yeah, have a little bit of oil and vinegar.
There's all kinds of goodies and hidden treasures in that fridge that we have. Every time I open, I'm like, oh, look at that.
Can't just rip a
Including
piece of
2
bread
hoops.
and just throw it in like it's a Skittle.
100%. Would you like me to go do it? We got one in the freezer. I'll just go
I don't
heat
wanna
it up
see
and
that.
eat
I
it.
put
I
them
don't
in the
wanna see
freezer
that.
so that they stay fresh.
I'll go warm them up and I'll
Yeah.
eat the whole bread in
Oh
front of you,
my
Belsy.
God.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
wild.
Straight up, I'm doing that now. Too bad.
That is wild.
You're right. 2 Hoots is always delicious.
There's always a 2 Hoots in our fridge.
I know.
I had to
is
put the
delicious.
second one because when I bring this in every day, I feel it, or like I know the weight. And now it's like, oh, we're getting close to the end, so I'm ready to go. That if we run out of this mid-show, we can go grab the next one. It's cool. Boom, good to go.
I found
Smart play.
a tall boy 2 Hoots in my beer fridge yesterday. I was like, oh, yes.
Is your beer fridge just your fridge?
No, I have a beer fridge in my office. You've been to my place.
And just also know you don't cook or anything. So
No,
I just want to guess.
well, I've got my main fridge
That's
in my
all I-
kitchen, and then I've got my beer fridge in my office / studio.
My main fridge has just a lot of alcohol in it too, though. Like straight up.
Joaquin cleared out my beer fridge, and he's very good at that.
Just comes in, just starts smashing the beers.
Yeah,
Good for him.
that's why they're there. I want to be a good host.
I love it.
Yeah, and I love when Joaquin stops by, especially on game days. And you too. You broke my one. I'm just kidding. It was already broken.
Yeah, that thing.
The final 25 members.
Not biting.
Final 25 athletes on the ESPN list. You're hearing it here first. Will be Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Serena Williams, Federer, Joker, Nadal, Lewis, Ronaldo, Messi, Crosby, Tiger, Bolt, Phelps, Kobe, LeBron, McGregor, Curry, Floyd, Abbey, Kelsey, Gronk, Ledecky, Biles, Tim Duncan, and Shaq. I could see McGregor coming off this list. I'm going back to 24 or 25. That's how many this. I'll get 24 of 25 right.
You were
My
very
top 10,
confident about
Tom
this.
Brady, Serena Williams, Roger Federer, Lewis Hamilton, Lionel Messi, Tiger Woods, Usain Bolt, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Floyd Mayweather. Boom. There it is.
Done. Boom.
That's what it's going to be.
Lewis.
We'll see how well I do.
Lewis.
Thanks to everyone for tuning into the EST Hangout presented by 2 Hoots Hard Iced Tea. On behalf of Zach, Tommy, Belsy, I'm Iwanyk. Thanks for tuning in to the Hangout on your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, Edmonton Sports Talk. Lock Shop coming up in just a few minutes. It's the Open Championship betting show preview with Pete Greggy, with Huss, with Dusty, and then at noon it is the Oil Stream with Tommy and Dusty. Don't go anywhere. Lock Shop in just a few minutes right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday.
Let's go. There you go, right in front of the camera.
First-time guest, long-time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Gazzola with here. Joining us today,